attraction that can turn your unused ECU tickets into a fun day for a family with special needs. If you can't make it to the next Pirate game, simply call 1-800-DIAL-ECU and donate and designate your tickets for Robbie's Clubhouse. Go Pirates!
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Jeff Stein, our special guest from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, electric cars are coming. What's that mean for Brown & Wood customers?
For the customers, like it or not, EV is coming. We've installed 5 electric vehicle chargers here at the dealership. We have the all-new Cadillac Lyriq coming at 1st of 2024, and we've just seen the first reservation for the new Sierra EV.
People are interested in electric vehicles. How can they get up with you?
They can visit us at brownandwood.net or 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal. To make sure you leave a happy customer.
Familia on Fire Tower Road in Winterville has a brand new updated menu. Open from 4 to 9 Tuesday through Saturday and 11 to 9 on Sundays. Familia has a variety of pizza combinations and classic Italian dishes that are sure to tackle your taste buds. Enjoy Thirsty Thursdays with $3 drafts with several local brews on tap. And who doesn't love brunch? Familia has Sunday brunch from 11 to 2. Follow Familia on social media for their pizza of the week for just $12. Visit online at familianc.com. Familia, that's Italian for family.
This is Dr. Anthony Skalick from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes of ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services, as well as walk-in urgent care on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com and go Pirates!
I'm Donald Stocks, owner of PIP Marketing Signs Print. We are your one-stop shop for just about anything printed. If we're not your go-to printer, please give us a call at 355-1636. We have over 80 5-star Google reviews and want you to be our next more than satisfied and well-pleased customer. Check us out at growitpip.com or stop in to see us at 3185 Mosley Drive in Greenville. PIP, where business goes to grow.
High and deep to right field. This could be number 300, and it is for Dale Murphy.
Hey, sports fans, one of the most beloved athletes ever to play for the Atlanta Braves, Dale Murphy, is coming to Greenville on Sunday, April 2nd. Table sponsorship and ticket information to a dinner with Dale Murphy is available now at pr927fm.com. Don't miss your chance to meet a living legend and hear Dale Murphy talk about his career, leadership, resilience, integrity, and more. It's a dinner with Dale Murphy, Sunday, April 2nd. Details available now at pr927fm.com.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
I just think we were prepared. You know, one thing my trainer, he told me, he said, what did he say? He just told us to be prepared.
All right.
It was in the men's section.
Girl shirt button on the other side.
Yes.
We figured it out.
Wes is wearing a girl shirt.
It's a me, Nancy Garcia.
Go Cojones.
How about those friggin' Pirates?
There's local politics, bud.
Boom, boom, boom. Now let me say, well. You are terrible. Then stop playing that song.
Clip. Hey, man, good to see you, brother.
Did not flub at all. Send it in.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Welcome in to Pirate Radio Live here on this Monday. Thanks for tuning in today on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We're on 1250, 930, online, pr927fm.com. And you can watch the show, be a part of the program by checking us out on Facebook Live and YouTube. Subscribe to Pirate Radio TV on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. You can watch this program live, The Brian Bailey Show, all of our post-game Interviews with Mike Schwartz and the basketball players, and soon we'll be out at Clark LeClaire Stadium for East Carolina baseball as well. We got a big show on tap for today as the Super Bowl is set. We'll talk about Chiefs Eagles with Brian Bailey coming up in hour number 2 of today's show. Also, touchdown Tony Collins, ECU Hall of Famer, going to join us in the third hour of today's show. And for the first time in 2023, we'll go inside the Delcor Players Lounge, getting you ready for the upcoming ECU baseball season coming up at 4 o'clock. Carter Spivey will join us, coming off an awesome 2022. We'll see what he has on deck for 23. And also Josh Grosz looking to make a big impact on the mound this season. We'll talk to Josh coming up at 5 o'clock, joining Troy D and I right now in the Pirate Radio studios. I guess our Monday starter will be Garrett Saylor, who joins us in the Pirate Radio studios here on this Monday. Garrett, how you doing, man?
Doing good. Glad to be here.
Great to see you. Troy D, great to see you.
We're excited to have you guys with us, and we should mention, too, we announced this online yesterday, clip on all our social media for folks watching us or listening to us for the first time, hearing about it. We signed 6 guys this year from the baseball team to be Pirate Radio athletes to join us during the season, all season long, to kind of take us behind the scenes, so to speak, what's going on with the team, and to take us through the journey through their eyes and get to know them better. So in addition to 3 guys that we're going to have on today, next week, JJC will be joining us along with Hoove and Josh Moylan. So we're going to rotate these
start
guys.
with the pitching today and go with the hitting.
Yeah, so we're going to rotate these guys in. All 6 of them will be on all season long, but we are excited to get started with Garrett, with you today. Thank you for being here. And first of all, boy, what a great weekend. I had a chance to go to the banquet. You had an opportunity to talk as a senior. As you said, were you the one that said you're like the grandfather of the team?
Yeah, I'm the grandfather.
Yeah, that was a great line. Between, you've been here long enough. What a great career. Had an opportunity to be here long enough, and one more magical season, hopefully. Let's just start, I guess, with Saturday. Your thoughts? It really kind of kicked off the season with the banquet. 600 people in attendance, sold out in less than 12 hours. Just an incredible night and fundraiser for ECU baseball.
Yeah, it was awesome. I think that might have been the most we've had in my 5 years here. Going into it, I had to talk. I was pretty nervous, but I feel like once I got up on stage, it was like all the nerves went away. But it was awesome to see how many Pirate Nation supporters we got out there today. On days like that.
I joked with you guys. I think, you can play in front of thousands of people, but having a talk in front of a few hundred is probably more nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I told our pitching coach, AK, that like right before the banquet started, that I'd rather pitch in front of 25,000 in Omaha than give a speech in front of 600.
How'd Burley do? He said he was a little nervous, said he was going to kind of wing it. How'd he do it?
I thought it was funny. I thought he shared, he did kind of wing it, which is my style. So I had no problem with it. You guys, kind of had prepared speeches, which is fine. You're not a public speaker. I think for Burley being the keynote speaker, I thought it was good that he kind of just went up there, told some fun stories. And the one story he told, you would have really liked the clip, and we'll have to get Burley on to share. He's like, and whenever the story starts with, I probably shouldn't be telling y'all this.
That's a pretty good story.
You know it's going to be good, right?
Yeah.
So then I perk up. I'm on the edge of my seat. And if you should have gone to the banquet if you didn't hear the story to find out. Just kidding. So he talks about, how there's a little bit of fun. I wouldn't call it hazing, but, maybe a little bit of good jokes when you make it to the bigs. So this is one of their first road trips, I believe. What did he say? It was in San Francisco or San Diego? Somewhere in California. San Diego. It was like on Halloween. So,
you want Garrett to tell it, or are you?
Well, it wasn't.
you seem to be forgetting the story.
More of the story.
Can you just tell the story?
I don't know. Anyway, one of the players made all the guys go on the team charter dress up in costumes, and they decided what costume you had to wear. So they gave Burley a Bigfoot costume from head to toe.
Nice.
So he had to be Bigfoot but Burley's kind of a bigger guy.
He's a burly man.
Yeah. So he said he sweat his butt off on the plane. He's like dehydrated. He's got
to wear it the whole time.
Yeah, he's got to wear it the whole time.
Mask and everything.
Yes. They cannot take it off.
He's already a hairy dude to start with.
Yes.
So.
And then they get to San Diego. They say the first thing, they're playing like the next day.
Yeah.
But the guy's like, no, we're going to go downtown San Diego in costume and have a couple drinks first. While we're all, no one knows who we are. So they go do that. And Burley's like, oh, God. So he's like just dying, in this costume. He finally gets back to the hotel room. And he's like, I can't wait to take a shower. He's soaking wet. And he unlocks his door. And there's 2 guys, like he goes in, and like opens the closet or to put his bag in, and there's two guys that jump out and scare the bejesus out of him. And there's a few guys in the hallway that are laughing. It was kind of a setup deal, and they thought it was hilarious.
Welcome to the bigs.
Yeah, so they got him. He finally gets the costume off, strips down naked, and goes to the bathroom. Goes, man, I can't wait to get the water on. Rips open the shower curtain to put the water on. 3 more guys standing there. Yeah. scares them even worse.
One of them was Wainwright, right?
Yeah.
Adam Wainwright?
Yeah. Says he about falls over. He said, now the whole team's in the hallway waiting for this. They're just dying laughing. He said
that's good.
He said he was glad he decided to take a shower first and not do what he was, because they were expecting him to do something else in the bathroom and they were going to scare him.
Yeah, that'd have been.
So anyway, it was a fun story. So I like stuff like that.
That's a great story.
I like those stories, so I thought it was a great speech.
Good stuff.
It was fun.
Garrett, how did the weekend go? I guess a little practicing, scrimmaging. So what all was accomplished this past weekend for the baseball team?
I mean, it was good to get back out there this weekend. It was my first outing since June for me on Friday. I took the fall off, but it was good to see some arms out there this weekend. A lot of good arms. Hitters were on fire this weekend. It was good to see that too.
So you say your first outing since June. So what have you been doing since June? Obviously not throwing much. So what was your off season like?
Yeah, well, I mean, last season I threw quite a bit. So they wanted to give me the fall off. So just trying to get my arm back into shape. Started throwing pins over Christmas break. And then, I mean, first outing's Friday.
Garrett Saylor joined us in studio as we kick off our Delcor Players Lounge here, as we're going to be talking to the players all season long on Monday's PRL. And one of the things we like to do, Garrett, is get to know you, separate from just a baseball player, kind of get to know you as a person and a little bit more about you. Since this is the first time we've had you on, tell us, how did you end up, getting into getting recruited to ECU? Who was responsible for that? Some of the journey that got you to where you are today?
Yeah, I started being recruited the summer going into my junior year. I think Coach Palumbo first saw me pitch down in Georgia, and then him and Coach G both followed up. And Roselle at the time, Coach Roselle was the pitching coach at the time. They recruited me. I actually told this story at the banquet, but first time, it was like the day before I was coming on a visit to ECU. I'm walking up to to Guy Smith. We're playing over at Guy Smith, and I'm walking up the field, see this guy, bald guy in an ECU polo. Not really. I didn't really know who it was because I had never looked up the coaches. I don't know why I didn't do this, but we kind of make awkward eye contact with each other, and it was like the second inning. I'm walking off the mound.
Well, you thought it was just some dad.
I just thought it was a dad.
Give him a heads up.
I just thought it was a dad. And I'm walking off the mound, and about the second inning, I look up. I see the same guy in the stands sitting with some other college coaches, and I realized that was Coach G. So I go on a visit the next day, talk about the culture here, and I fell in love with the place, fell in love with the coaches, the fans, and that's kind of where it all started.
You said at the banquet there, your first experience with Coach G was you big timed him.
Yeah, basically.
You're like, oh no, I didn't know that's who it was.
That's great.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Coach Roselle there, and it made me. So you've had 3 pitching coaches during your time here. You always hear with quarterbacks who change offensive coordinators, it's so difficult to get an offense down. All that. It's probably lesser degree with a pitching coach, but still, that's a lot of change. How have you adapted through those coaching?
Yeah,
changes?
I've had 3 great pitching coaches, 3 different personalities from all of them. Came in with Roselle. Roselle was more of a mechanics pitching coach, focused on mechanics. Dietz was with more of the mental game when it came to pitching, that mental side of it. And AK is a player's coach. He's a guy that I can go to at any time about anything, and it's really nice having somebody like that you can joke around with at the ballpark. It's he gets serious at times, but you just got to know when to be serious and when you can joke around with him, and I love that about him.
Spivey sat with us at the banquet and asked him this question off the air. We'll probably ask it again today, but I thought his answer was really interesting. Before I tell you what he said, I want to hear your response to it. I was, so much is said about team chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
You can have all the talent in the world, but if the team doesn't gel as a team, it doesn't do you a lot of good. You've been here a long time, as long as anybody. How was the team chemistry this year versus past years so far, anyway?
I think we really gel as a team this year because everybody shows up every day. Like last year, we just had some guys that didn't show up every day, and that you saw that starting out in the spring last year. We didn't start off pretty good at all, but this year we got a bunch of hard workers, and we do a good job of holding each other accountable on and off the field. So these guys are like my best friends. I mean, I see them every day, so I'm looking forward to this season because we're such a close-knit group of guys.
Spivey said it's every year he's gotten here, it's gotten better and better.
Yeah.
You'd agree with that?
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. Like freshman year, I mean, you come in as a freshman, you're trying to live up to the potential that you were here to be, so it's kind of hard on you to build relationships. And like going forward, I feel like the team just gets closer and closer each year.
Garrett Saylor joining us. Garrett, how tall are you?
On the roster, it says I'm 6'3".
Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
I saw you lettered 1 year in basketball. So as a 6'3" high school, I mean, it's pretty tall for high school. Mm-hmm. Were you a good basketball player?
I was okay.
Fair? Okay.
Yeah. When I played basketball, I was at a private school, so I would play both JV. And then I'd dress for varsity. I'd sit on the bench.
Right.
I'd only come in if we were up by 30 or losing by 30.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I wasn't bad. I was more of just like a rebound, put it up guy. I was definitely not a shooter.
So that was never really in the future. Baseball was always the thing for you.
Yes, baseball was all the thing. It seems that because I played football a lot growing up too, but I would only get hurt in other sports. I would never get hurt in baseball. So just
there you
baseball.
go. Good deal. And as far as health goes, going into this year, how you feeling 100% ready to go?
Feel 100% ready to go right now.
Awesome. Garrett Saylor joining us inside the Pirate Radio studios. Let me rehash. You mentioned the word mechanics a moment ago, and it made me think about Media Day when I asked you, do you follow spin rate and all that stuff? And you said, I have no idea what spin rate is.
I didn't mean to say that. I'm going to go back on that. I did not mean to say that. It's like a joke right now with me and AK, but I meant to say I don't focus on it.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely look at it, but I just don't.
A lot of buzzwords in baseball now that didn't exist before. Spin rate, what's the other one? Launch angle.
And hitting, there's launch angle, and exit velocity.
I talked to a lot of guys that are in it, and they said that stuff doesn't matter. Like like that type of stuff, you focus on that, you're focused on the wrong things, like a lot of times. The guys I talk to in baseball.
It's kind of just, I guess, another tool if you want something else to look at. But as far as you gave a great answer. You said I'd go out there and try to get guys out. So, like, after games, when you're talking to Coach Knight, when you're looking at film, what kinds of things are you looking at? Oh, I did that right, or I need to get better at that.
Yeah, we more so look at execution. That's the main thing we focus on. What pitch we're executing. Like say he calls a fastball outside, did I execute that pitch? And that's like the main thing that we focus on. See what my ball was doing that day. Mm-hmm. Mechanics, if I was the reason why my ball wasn't doing, if like my mechanics were off that day. So that's the main stuff we focus on.
I always hear pitchers too say I had my stuff or didn't have my stuff that day. Can you define that? What's it like up there when you don't have your stuff and you're kind of battling through it? What's that like?
It's a lonely place up there when
you've been through that.
Oh yeah, many times. I've been through that many times, but I mean it makes you better as a pitcher. But yeah, obviously you're not going to have every single one of your pitches. You might get lucky and have every single one of your pitches, but I mean, if you don't, you just got to learn how to navigate through to get outs.
Garrett Saylor joining us, Shirley. Let's take a break. We'll come back more with Garrett Saylor. We have some internet questions via Twitter to get to, some fun ones. Yep. So we'll throw those at Garrett coming up and have a lot more with the East Carolina righty. When we return, Pirate Radio Live, Delcor Players Lounge is back. Carter Spivey will join us coming up in hour number 2. Josh Grosz in hour 3. A lot more to go. We're back with you after this. Do you ever talk to yourself about where to eat today, and then you hear
Warren's hot dogs?
Then you're thinking, yeah, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for only $6.25 would be awesome.
Warren's hot dogs.
And maybe some homemade lemonade, perhaps a pizza or a sub, and definitely an apple or peach turnover.
Warren's hot dogs.
Don't overthink where to eat today. Go to Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville across from Ron Ayers or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Warren's Hot Dogs, serving the Pirate Nation since 1991. Go Pirates!
America's favorite light beer, Bud Light, is also the official beer of the ECU Pirates. When planning your fun times with family and friends, be sure to pick up some Bud Light at your favorite retailer. Bud Light carefully brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there's fun, because when there's fun, Bud Light is there. Always have fun, Pirate Nation, and always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Go Pirates!
Greenville Utilities electric customers will soon be able to receive text notifications in the event of power outages. Enrollment is automatic, so make sure GUC has your cell phone number by signing into your account at GUC.com, then update the information in your user profile. Want to talk with someone instead? Call 252-752-7166 during business hours. 252-752-7166. Update us so we can update you. Visit GUC.com for more information.
This is Holt Nailers. I've been eating at Parker's Barbecue since I was a kid. Now, all these years later, I still love to eat at Parker's. In fact, I love it so much, I bring my entire offensive line with me. They protect me, and I look out for them with great food from Parker's Barbecue. So whether you bring the team like me, or just your friends and family, the awesome barbecue, chicken, and seafood at Parker's is a win every time. Parker's Barbecue, where they always treat you like family.
Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington is celebrating 40 years in business. That means big savings for you on your favorite men's and women's clothing and accessories. As you would expect, Rhonda has slashed prices 40% on select merchandise. Outerwear, slacks, assorted sportswear, and shoes for the men. Dresses, sweaters, blouses, and outerwear for the ladies. Celebrate 40 years with us and save 40% while it lasts. We're here because of you, and we thank you, our friends and customers at Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington.
Saturdays are your day to kick back, relax, and have fun. That's why Ottavola Market Cafe is the perfect place to go for dinner, drinks, and takeout. Ottavola is open every Saturday at 4 p.m. on the bar side, serving a special selection of menu favorites of appetizers, pastas, and specialty pizzas. Whether it's dine-in, takeout, or drinks with friends, Ottavola is the best choice every Saturday starting at 4 o'clock. Visit OttavolaMarket.com to see what's new, and visit Ottavola on Red Banks Road every Saturday starting at 4. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
Pirate fans, East Carolina basketball returns home this Saturday, February 4th for a 4 p.m. tip-off against SMU. Tickets are $20, youth tickets are just $10, and lower bowl seats are available. It's Pirate Club Day, and new members are always welcome. It's East Carolina and the Mustangs of SMU, the Pirates and the Ponies, Saturday at 4 o'clock at Williams Arena.
Before anyone walks into your business, the outside is what they see. Make sure your first impression is a good impression with the right curb appeal. Hi, this is Daniel Andrews from Dan Andrews Lawn Service. We specialize in making your business look great. Let us handle all your professional landscaping needs. We do it all so you don't ever have to worry. Residential services are also available. Call us today at 717-8006 and we'll come out and give you a free quote. Taking care of your landscaping needs is all we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. You can trust our reliable team at Dan Andrews Lawn Service, covering all of Eastern North Carolina.
Pirate Radio.
We'll strap it on with anybody, anywhere. It doesn't matter. I know this. I want to win or lose with the group that we have in our locker room.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. University PC Care has been Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006 and are the local tech support experts for any of your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now let's head back into the show. Here's your host, Clip Barak.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Monday. The Telcor Players Lounge is opened up. Garrett Saylor joining us. We'll talk to Carter Spivey and Josh Grosz coming up later on in the show. Got some great Twitter questions to get to in a moment with Garrett Saylor. But first, and kind of something that was discussed on Media Day, and I remember it was Eric Gullickson, I think, asked you, Garrett, about your aha moment from last year. And I think he was looking for an answer like, when it clicked for you and you kind of took it a different direction. You said your aha moment was right there at the start of the season when, something's going wrong here. I'm not pitching my best. And Troy, you're kind of talking about it off the air about coming through adversity, things like that.
Yeah, you addressed it at the banquet during your speech. There was a point in your career where you questioned whether you should even be playing baseball. Mm-hmm. And you were in such a rut and had what you call the yips, I guess. Yeah. It's such a mental game.
Yes, it is.
Once you have the physical ability, and a lot of it is what's in between your ears and are you ready to go. Talk about overcoming that adversity, because there was a point where you could have stepped away and maybe not even be here right now.
Yeah, it was freshman year. Me and Spies were just out throwing one day, and I threw a ball at his feet, and it kept happening, and it was weird, because I heard about the yips, but I was like, that ain't gonna happen to me. But it happened. It was tough. It took
no matter what you did, you just couldn't get it over the plate again.
No, it was spiking every pitch. Every pitch I'd spike it. There would be I'd throw a couple curveballs that I could get across the plate, but that was the only pitch that would actually get across the plate. But yeah, it took that whole fall to get over. Went over Christmas break. Started throwing a little bit better. There would still be a couple where I'd spike, but it wasn't every pitch. And then coming back in that spring, just finally felt right. But I could only throw with somebody I was comfortable with. So it would have to be Tyler Smith I was comfortable with, Spivey I was comfortable with. But if I threw with somebody I wasn't used to throwing with, the first couple throws I'd yip them right at their feet until they got out to 90 feet where I could just let it rip, and then I'd be fine. But yeah, it was definitely tough to go to get over those. Hurt my mental state pretty good, but everything happens for a reason, right? So
what did you use to get over it?
I went to a sports psychologist over winter break, and he prescribed me some medication just to try to calm my nerves. I did a bunch of breathing exercises before I'd go out and pitch. It was just all in my head, really.
Yeah. Well, you were able to overcome it and obviously have a very successful career.
Yeah.
Josh Moylan talked about that at Media Day, too, talking to a sports psychologist, just kind of going back out there to make sure he's out there for the right reasons, having fun, and not making it feel like an obligation. I thought that was a good answer by Josh.
Yeah.
Garrett Saylor joining us. We got a lot of questions on Facebook. Robert had the same question I had before we went on the air. He said, what kind of hat are you wearing?
Oh, yeah. It's a Winston-Salem Dash hat. It's a White Sox affiliate. I think it's single A, but it's where I'm from. I'm from that Winston-Salem area.
I love minor league hats, so I'm a big fan of that. Brandon Hodges said Garrett is 6'3", but he's 6'4" with his tall black hair. Inside joke with him and I.
Yeah, so Brandon Hodges is somebody I worked with. I did my internship he's a PE teacher at Wintergreen Primary.
Good dude.
And yes, very good dude.
He was my boy's PE teacher.
Yeah, but he thinks I have black hair, and I don't. I have dark brown hair, but he just doesn't want to admit it.
Okay, fair enough. Let's get to some Twitter questions here. These are fun. We'll be doing these every Monday with the guys. I like this one from Phil. He says, if ECU alum Vince McMahon was recruiting ECU baseball players for the WWE roster, what player on this year's team would have the best shot at becoming the next superstar?
I think it would be Lane Hoover. I think Lane Hoover might be one of the feistiest guys I've ever met.
Yeah.
So
kind of gives up his body.
Yeah. Dives everywhere. I think he would be great.
I like that.
All right, Garrett. Brad is asking, and Shirley, I'm going to need your assistance with this one. Will any of you guys have this as your walk-up song?
Oh, boy, please not. No.
No, but I do have a funny story about that song. It was like BP, and that song was playing, and Hoover's trying to sing it, and he goes, boom, 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 boom. Let me hear you say wayo. But he says it like 5 times, and he keeps saying it wrong, and then eventually says, let me say you here. And me and Spies are just dying laughing. And it was pretty funny.
Speaking of walk-up music, Steve Hill says you should use "Come Sail Away." Have you settled on a walk-up song this year?
Yes, yeah. I'm going to do the same one I had last year. It's called "Chain Smoking" by Jacob Banks.
Okay.
What do you, Colby G is asking thoughts on no field props this year, and I will say, this is kind of like, it's almost like the East Carolina rule, because I feel like ECU, we're not we didn't invent props, but I think we had the most fun with them.
Yeah, it makes the game fun. I don't understand why they did it last year at Virginia Tech. They took away their sledgehammer for some reason, but I just
now what's the rule? You can have it in the dugout, but not on the field.
I guess I haven't really read into the rule, but I think it makes the game fun. I mean, we've had the traffic cone a couple times. We've had a sledgehammer. We've had a cowboy hat. We've had a pirate hat. Somebody gave us a pirate hat with like the dreads on it. That was pretty fun. But yeah, it just makes the game fun.
It's kind of like baseball's version of the turnover chain.
Yeah, take that away.
Yeah.
William asks, this is a good one we asked players in the past. What are you afraid of, Garrett?
I don't know, falling, I guess. I wouldn't say I'm afraid of heights, but like, I don't know, falling off a cliff.
Let's stay off those cliffs.
I hate snakes.
Okay, there you go.
I hate things that don't have arms or legs.
Good answer.
I saw you left off the rest of his questions, which were kind of weird.
We can get back to those.
Yeah.
I didn't want to ask a three-parter.
I know. Some of those were a little, I don't want to say weird, but
Oh, I like them. We can go for it.
Well, I don't know. Well, I'll let you pick. His other questions were, who's the best fighter? Who's the most likely to get arrested? And the hottest celebrity?
Who's the hottest celebrity? Like to Garrett. Celebrity crush.
Yeah, Jennifer Aniston. 100%.
Oh, still okay.
Yeah,
all right. What player on the? Is Cliff okay with asking this? What player on the team is most likely to get arrested?
That's what I'm saying. I wasn't going to ask that. That's not our question, by the way. That's a Twitter question. Which
William is asking this question.
Yeah, we're not asking this question.
I have the answer in my head, but I don't.
You don't want to say it?
I don't know if Coach G would like me saying that.
We're not going to ask that question, William.
All right, and then Battle Royal. Every player on the team fights. Who wins? Who's the best fighter?
I don't.
How about? I think a more fair question is the chicken and the gorilla question.
Go for it.
I still like it.
Would you rather fight 8 chicken-sized gorillas or 1 gorilla-sized chicken?
So 8 little gorillas the size of chickens, or a chicken that's the size of a gorilla.
Yeah. I think I'm going with the 8 chicken-sized or gorilla-sized chickens. I feel like they might peck at me, but
yeah, I feel like they stand a better chance.
Yeah, big old gorilla, they're probably faster than me. Yeah. Definitely stronger.
That gorilla-sized chicken could take you out with 1 peck. I'd be afraid.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Get back to us on that. Yeah. Dan says, how do you like your ballpark Frank? What do you like on a hot dog?
Ketchup, mustard, chili.
Fair enough. Pretty simple. Let's see. Al, and this was specifically for you. I don't know. He says, who cooks the best steak?
So, yeah, that's Al Glover. I saw that question. But I think he's asking between my house. So it's like a joke going around. But in my house, which is me, Spivey, AMAC, and Hoove, I'm going to say myself. But throughout the team, I think Josh Grosz makes a pretty good steak.
Okay.
Yeah, you can ask him.
Charlie wants to know what type of any superstitions you have.
I got a pitch with a piece of gum in my mouth. It kind of calms my nerves. I have to walk on the field the same way. I have to step on the mound the same way. I think that's the only type of superstitions I have.
Are they superstitions, or do you consider them more traditions?
More of a routine.
Routine, yeah.
It's a routine for me. But yeah, I feel like if I don't do it one inning and it's not a good inning, that was the reason why I pitched.
Yeah.
I pitched bad that inning.
Baseball's a sport. It's got a lot of stuff like that now.
Yes, it does.
Good question here. I think you were asked at Media Day who's the toughest Pirate to get out. That was you, right? And you said Jacob and also Lane were the first two.
Yeah, I said JC, and then he proceeds to hit a home run over the scoreboard off me.
There you go. A different question here, though. Who's the best hitter between you, Carter, and Josh? And this is from the Hoovers. They want to know who's the best hitter amongst you guys.
Well, I have a career batting average of 500, so I would say myself.
All right, that's Hall of Fame numbers right there.
All right, Craig on our Facebook Live feed is asking, what is your favorite baseball movie of all time and why?
Ooh, The Sandlot. I grew up on it. That was probably the first one of the first baseball movies I watched. So, The Sandlot.
Good call. We had a YouTube question regarding your. John says at bats Saylor will have this year over under 1 AB. You think you'll get 2? Think you'll get 1?
I think I'll get 1.
All right.
No, I'm going to take the over. I'll take the over. I'll take the over.
Let's get him up there. How'd you hit as a high schooler? Like, what was your average, you think?
I actually hit pretty good. I think I was like a 350 average hitter, but it's high school baseball. It's a little bit easier than college baseball.
Do you miss it? Like, you want to get up there, or are you cool with
No. Hitting's hard.
Yeah.
I tried it in travel ball when I played for the Dirtbags. I first came in on that team as a third baseman and pitcher, and I didn't get one hit that whole summer. So
you're getting more votes for "Come Sail Away" for your walk-up song. Who is that? That is "Come." I can hear it in my head.
Shirley,
is it
"Come Sail Away"?
Is it God, I got Kansas Sticks. The Sticks.
Sticks.
That's it. Yeah.
I don't know if I heard that.
Well,
song.
you should Google.
It's not a great
but it is a good
song. It just has the word "sail" in it.
No. "Come Sail Away." That part of the song would be pretty cool.
I was a sailor.
Now that was I said highwaymen. I was a sailor.
I was a sailor.
All right.
Come Sail Away is not a good song.
Google "Come Sail Away with Me" from Styx after the show, and tell me. You can tell me that that would be a good walk.
It's a terrible walk.
No, that'd be a cool one. I think.
All right.
Do you think the whole crowd's gonna be "Come sail away, come sail away"?
Yes. If we play this at basketball games, that gets everybody fired up. Surely.
That's the thing. It doesn't get people fired up. It does the opposite. Which, by the way, they only played it twice yesterday.
Twice. We got it twice.
And we had our worst game of the season. So I would like to say I was wrong. We need to play that song more. That's on me. I'll take the heat.
I went to the game just hoping to hear it, Cliff.
And you did.
Yeah.
But only twice.
I know.
Yeah. Worst game they played all year, and it's because they cut that song out. So they got to bring it back.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else for Garrett? I think we're dry on the Twitter questions. Well, we did have a question, Garrett. What do you expect your role to be this year? Robert asking, hey, Saylor, are you expecting to start at all this year? So one way to ask it. What is your role on the team?
Right now, my role is a bullpen guy, but I mean, you really never know. I've been thrown in every situation you could think of. So right now, it's a bullpen guy.
It's got to be cool because pitchers, especially the higher up you go, you know when your designated days are to pitch. You know when you got the day off. Like you got to be ready every single day, pretty much.
Yeah, I had 39 appearances last year, so yeah, I had to be ready to go every single day.
Probably fun to go into each day knowing that too, right? Like being ready to roll.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was taxing, but I wouldn't have had it any other way, to be honest.
Good stuff.
All right, Steve's saying "Sailing" by Christopher Cross is maybe what you were thinking of, Clip. It's a slower song, not a good walk-up song. "Come Sail Away with Me," or "Come Sail Away" is upbeat, would be a good walk-up song.
Yeah,
but either one,
I'll have to listen to.
Would be interesting play on.
Yeah.
With the name.
Yeah, I'll have to listen.
Which you love that stuff, Clip.
What's that?
The wordplay on stuff like that.
Yeah, you probably liked Ryder's pitching songs, didn't you?
What do you have, Low Rider?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah.
Come Sail Away, not so good. He's already got a song picked out.
All right. Are you able to switch it during the year?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
I can, but I'll probably only switch it if I have a couple bad outings.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's hope we keep it the same then.
Yeah. The good mojo going. Garrett, great to chat with you, man. Enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Great job.
Fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Love you back soon.
And we will still be talking to Garrett throughout the year and asking more Twitter questions. So get your Twitter questions in every Monday.
Yeah,
those are fun.
I like that. That's kind of good.
Get to know the guys off the field.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. More to go. Hour one. We'll talk NFL playoffs from yesterday, Super Bowl. We were in Minges yesterday for a not-so-great basketball game. We'll talk about that as well. More to go. Pirate Radio Live. Back after this.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates. The doors open at noon, 7 days a week. And the Buck has live music every night, along with football. Monday is open mic night, the first Monday of each month. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, it's acoustic night. Thursday, it's the dance party with DJ Kid Scene and live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for information and schedule of events. This season, party like a pirate at the Buck.
Greenville's newest sports bar is officially open. Coco's Sports Bar, located in the old Professor O'Cool's location right off of Greenville Boulevard, has daily specials, including $2.50 aluminum bottles on Tuesdays and $1 wings on Wednesdays. Along with their great food, Coco's has great entertainment for you and the crew to enjoy with karaoke on Thursdays, a live DJ on Fridays, and live music every Saturday night. Check out Coco's Sports Bar on Facebook for the latest information on menu items, drink and lunch specials, and more. Go Pirates!
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
If you wake up in the morning with a backache, feeling more tired than you did when you went to bed, you probably need a new mattress. And the best place to get that mattress is Factory Mattress. Hi, I'm Kirk Smith, General Manager. For more than 40 years, Factory Mattress has been Greenville and Wilson's local mattress dealer. We guarantee the lowest price on the area's best selection with over 50 models to choose from. No seconds or overruns. Factory Mattress offers only first quality direct from the manufacturer. Sealy Posturepedic, Beautyrest, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. The most highly trained sales associates with over 60 years of combined experience. Same as cash financing with zero interest up to 48 months and free local delivery. Face it, to have a good day, you've got to have a good night. So sleep better knowing you saved money at Factory Mattress, locally owned on Greenville Boulevard in Greenville, on Forest Hills Road in Wilson, on the web at factorymattressusa.com, and a proud member of Pirates Supporting Pirates.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
It's bow time. You've probably heard folks say, don't call it a comeback. But at Bojangles, we don't like to beat around the bush. So when the sizzling, savory pork chop griller's back in all its tender, marinated chili lime glory, and you can get a pork chop griller combo for just $4.59, go ahead, call it a comeback. Get a legendary pork chop griller combo for just $4.59. Only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Jamie Lang with Carolina Hardscapes, and we're excited to announce that we're Eastern North Carolina's premier fiberglass pool installation company. We partnered with industry-leading San Juan Pools so that we can build the backyard of your dreams. Whether it's an outdoor fireplace, patio, outdoor kitchen, or now a pool, give us a call at 364-1201 or find us on the web at carolinahardscapesandmulch.com so we can make your backyard the place to be. Go Pirates!
This is Isaiah Winstead, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? We'll keep it local and print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Alrighty, back with your Pirate Radio Live here on a Monday. Awesome. Talking with Garrett Saylor to kick off today's show. He is a part of the Delcor Players Lounge. We'll talk to Carter Spivey later on today. Josh Grosz coming up in the third hour. And then next week, a new trio of Pirates will join us. Lane Hoover, Jacob Jenkins-Cowart, and Josh Moylan. So excited to talk ECU baseball, as we would do anyway. But we'll be talking with the players this year once again.
And gotten to know these guys a little bit. Look forward to everybody getting to know them on the air. Just outstanding young men, Clip. And I told them the other day, regardless of what happens on the field this year, that they've already represented East Carolina in such a professional way that should make everybody proud.
Yeah. So. And didn't mention it with Garrett, but what they do in the classroom as well. I know Grosz is a two-time all-conference academic All-American, so they got that going for him as well.
Yeah.
Great guys.
And met his parents over the weekend at the banquet. Nice folks.
The Grosses.
Yeah, Mrs. Grosz.
I'm going to ask Josh about his last name. Did he get picked on growing up?
That's a good question.
Grosz is a tough name for a kid, you know.
Well, and as I said, I kind of, met Mrs. Grosz, and she's not, I can assure you she's not gross.
Not gross?
Right.
All right.
Very nice person.
Good to hear.
Hey, so we were talking about basketball, and you kind of brought this to attention. I heard it in the stadium. I thought they played the whole thing. Shirley, if you can help me play the original, what we're talking about, the boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Now let me say well. But they only play in the stadium. It's like they cut it off after boom, 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 it seemed like.
No. Played.
Wait. Oh, is that okay?
I know you're not a basketball guy.
I know,
you
but
don't go to a lot of games.
In the second half they only played the boom, boom, boom part. Was I hearing it wrong?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what you're saying. They played it just that, and they want the fans to respond to the second part. Okay.
Correct.
And you're kind of like, this is really annoying. Correct.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. So here's a question for you. You have to pick one. You're on an island, Clip, and this is the only thing that plays on the speakers. You get your choice. It's this. Boom, boom, boom. Now let me say well. Or it's this. Whopper, 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 whopper. Which one you get? You can only have one.
If I'm on an island, the Whopper is going to make me think of food, and I don't want to think about food. So give me boom, boom, boom all day.
All right. Now let me say well. Chandler, you're locked in your room. You can only hear one with headphones.
Boom, boom, boom all the way.
Boom, boom, boom. Now let me say well.
That commercial is already.
All right.
Whopper,
whopper, whopper, whopper, whopper, whopper.
I mean, I remember during the ECU football season, we would say, DK. Yeah, talking about
run the next play.
Johnny Kirkpatrick. I mean, that's how long it's been going on.
Yeah. Shirley, I'll let you weigh in on this. Do you go Whopper, 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 or do you make it a clean sweep for boom, boom, boom?
Now, you're asking me just that part, correct? That just
do
that 2 second, or do we get the whole song?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna be a gentleman here. You get the whole song. You get to listen to the whole song. Which song do you choose?
I think Boom 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 would be way more entertaining considering we looked up the lyrics.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Boom, boom, now let me say well. Now, what if you only got that part versus only Whopper, Whopper, Whopper? What would you do? Does it change your decision?
Whopper, 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 Whopper.
I'd go Whopper.
Wow. All right.
That's a Whopper. It's a no-win
I thought
situation.
Shirley might take Whopper if given the choice. Good call, Shirley.
Now, and it's funny because this commercial has gone so viral because, like, on TikTok or kind of any kind of social media, it's like your team's down 4 touchdowns and you're all upset, and this is the first commercial you hear.
Whopper, 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 Whopper.
Yeah, we'll be back.
We'll be back right after this.
Just throw an interception.
Whopper, 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 Whopper.
Here's a question.
Drives you crazy.
Should we start playing that instead of boom, boom, boom at basketball games?
Whopper, Whopper, Whopper?
Yeah.
Whopper, Whopper,
oh my
Whopper,
God, no.
I feel like the crowd would get into that and start chanting that more than saying Wayo.
Whopper, Whopper.
Yeah. Maybe
Whopper, 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 Whopper.
Maybe we're on to something here.
I guess you can do it after a block. Whopper, Whopper.
Whopper, 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 Whopper.
That was the Whopper.
Yeah. We played a Whopper of a game.
Speaking of basketball, yesterday I'm in the facilities, the restroom at Minji's Coliseum. And
stall or urinal?
Urinal.
Okay.
I do my biz. I'm walking to the sink.
Okay.
The sinkle.
To wash your hands?
I'm all in on this story.
So can you visualize it?
I'm seeing you walk to
I'm walking
the
to the
sink.
sink.
Fortunately, I can visualize this.
Another gentleman is in the restroom.
Okay.
Approaching a urinal.
Okay.
He is. He gets in position.
Right.
He's
hand on wall.
As I am turning on, I don't know if he went. He could have gone 2 arms on wall. Could have gone 1. Could have gone none. Hands behind the back.
Yeah.
As I am turning on the sinkle.
First time I've heard that.
The sinkle.
The sinkle.
The sink?
It's a fun way to say sink.
Oh, okay.
This gentleman.
Sounded like you were taking a...
I've already taken my tinkle, then I go to the sinkle.
That's what we were worried about. We thought you were using that as the urinal.
No.
Oh, okay.
We all have before, but not in public.
Right.
Not in Minji's.
Technically, that's not true. At Bowley's, I did a few times. So, as I'm turning it on, guy, I don't know him from Adam. He says, "Hey, Clip, name this sound," and starts urinating.
Wow. Oh, I thought you were going to say passes gas. I thought that's what he was going to do.
Is that what you do when you go pee in the urinal?
I thought that's where the story was going. I thought he was going to rip one.
Wait a minute. Do you walk to the urinal to fart?
No.
And then you just walk out of the bathroom?
Hey, I got to go use the bathroom.
He said,
One or two.
Name this sound. I thought that would have been the sound that he was getting ready to name. Like instead of pull my finger. I thought that's where you were going with it.
Anyway, Chandler, Shirley, that's not
You've
the point
never heard
of
a
the story.
guy pass gas in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Of course I have.
Yeah, that's where I thought he was going.
The point of the story is he's a fan of Name That Sound.
That's awesome. That's great. And I'm glad that he expressed his appreciation and his fandom of the game
by playing it.
By playing it in a urinal.
Yes.
And saying, "Hey, what's this sound?"
Did you name it?
I did, and I told I said we got to have Shirley add man taking tinkle.
Hey, look, I had the handheld with me. I could have handed you the handheld to get the
real audio.
To get a real audio of it.
There's a number of ways he could have gone with that, though. Hey, Clip, name the sound. It could have been a burp. He could have,
Sure, but again, he's in the urinal, unzipping his pants, about to use the bathroom.
I'm just saying.
And then Troy walked in. This is the crazy part. Troy walks in, gets in the other urinal, passes gas,
Whopper.
washes his hands, and walks out. The craziest thing I've ever seen.
I love the sound game, Shirley.
Second straight time I've been in Minji's where a stranger danger has come up to me and said, "I enjoy Name That Sound."
Yeah.
So there you go, Shirley. You got fans across the globe, or at least in one little area.
So that's back-to-back games where you have been approached about the Name That Sound.
That is correct.
And you can't say thank you because you're not the one that came up with it.
I say I will pass that along to Shirley. I'm glad you enjoy it.
Yep.
Mike P says,
what's he got?
We should play the Whopper song instead of Living on a Prayer.
Whopper.
And then the music cuts, and all the students start singing the rest. Single, double, triple, Whopper.
BK.
Have it your way.
You rule.
Yep.
See, if we do play it at football games, we need to actually implement DK. DK.
Call it your way.
Run the next play.
Rule.
I'll be honest. I've been to a Burger King in a long time. But this advertising, I wonder if their sales are up from this.
I would think so.
It has to be.
Just catchiness.
Not only is it being played on television, it is, like I said, all over social media.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not, like, at first this ad drove me nuts, and now I'm like, it comes on, and it's like, you start singing it. It is catchy.
Yeah. It's a good move by them, too, because they really do seem to get left behind in the fast food hierarchy.
They're probably like, they're in the, when you think of the fast food greats, they're not in the upper echelon.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It's just they've kind of been around,
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Just an idea for bringing that song out.
Troy, did you play your gambling game with your kids?
I did.
All right.
And full disclosure, this is another great lesson for the kids, because I said, if you missed it last week, pick a team and then let your child pick a team, especially when it's like just 2 games like this, and then you each take the other.
Well, before we talk about results, I want to know how your draft went, how your picks went.
Oh, okay.
So you got the first pick.
I did. And in fact, Tyler was great about it because I got the 49ers with 3 points. I wanted the 49ers. And
now we're doing points.
He gave me the points, so I was going to take it.
Okay.
And then because he had the 2 home teams, I took the 2 road teams, and then I got the Bengals with 2 points.
So who picked what though?
I took.
So your first.
My first pick was the
Bengals, I would assume.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really thought the Bengals were going to win.
And then Tyler took the Eagles.
So I was stuck with the 49ers, but he kind of felt bad for me. He's like, I'll give you the points. I was like, okay. Normally we bet straight up, but it didn't matter.
You should have told him to give you a quarterback instead.
Yeah.
Because that's what the 49ers did not have yesterday.
Yeah, and look, the officiating was terrible in that Bengals game. With you get a do-over play, a mulligan play. And then there was a stupid, if that player doesn't have that personal foul on the sideline, they don't make that.
Might have gone to
overtime. Anything could happen then. That was a dumb play too.
Yeah.
So the Bengals, it's unfortunate, but San Francisco just ran out of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was just going to happen. But the Eagles look good. I mean, it would be, I don't know. I saw a graph online. It was like the percentage of one of those pie graphs. Percentage of fans that want the Eagles to win, it was like 5%. Percentage of fans that want the Chiefs to win, it was like 5%. And then it said percentage of fans that want both teams to lose, 90%.
Yeah, I mean, as a Washington fan, I'll never root for Philly, so I have a rooting interest in this. But the Chiefs aren't my favorite team to root for. I mean, they've had their success. I like Mahomes. I like Kelsey. Shirley, do you have Travis Kelsey? He cut the Rock promo after the game on the podium in Jim Nance's face.
Hey, I got some wise words for that Cincinnati mayor. Know your role and shut your mouth, you jabroni. You gotta fight for your right to party!
Going a little Beastie Boys, too, there at the end.
Beastie Boys and The Rock. That's like from 25 years ago now.
Yeah.
That's
a throwback right for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right in my wheelhouse. Right
1998 with The Rock, and then early 90s with Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
He's going back.
Name that sound, I'd be right there with him. Name that quote.
And if the Eagles do win the Super Bowl, we've got to find the audio of this guy in his introductory press conference saying that he was going to come up with a system. And I want to say that the system worked.
Tony used to pick on this guy, and I jumped on board too. Well, because he said a whole bunch of nothing. He had one of the worst introductory press conferences since Adam Gase was looking around the room. We were
going to come up with a system that works.
This guy's a complete
In Adam's
clown.
defense, he was stoned.
Well, and Sirianni, it was just talking nonsense, but apparently there was something to it. He's winning games.
Steve Hill with the throwback on Facebook clip with had the bathroom story earlier from Minties.
Oh yeah.
Steve Hill with the sink urinal stall. Name the bathroom. Remember, I don't know how that happened. We were talking about bathroom. Oh, I remember what happened where I walked into an undisclosed restaurant to go to the bathroom.
Oh yeah,
and it was urinal stall, like right and someone, there was a guy with his, it was the first thing you see as you walk in, a urinal, and he had his pants at his ankles at the urinal, which is kind of unusual. So it wasn't like, whoa, it was more than I had bargained for.
Yeah.
Usually when you're at a urinal, the etiquette is you still keep your pants on.
Yeah, for all you women listening, in a guy's bathroom, we try to keep our pants up while we
You can use the urinal without having to pull your pants down to your ankles.
It can be done.
That was an unusual form and then so I didn't want to say what restaurant, so then you said, well, describe what it looked like. So I said urinal stall.
We played the game,
and then I started describing other bathrooms, and then I described other bathrooms that weren't this one, and I did one like from Chico's, which you got right.
Well, you were the expert on this.
Oh, maybe you were saying, yeah, that's right. My bad. Maybe you were going to name that bathroom.
You forget things so much.
I know.
You didn't even give yourself credit on something you deserve credit on. That was upset right there in itself.
That's the second thing I've forgotten within the last 12 months. Remember the guy that was here, the scout from the Braves?
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that, too. I talked him up with whatchamacallit.
You basically got Bryson Worrell. Whatchamacallit? Now you don't know his name? Wow.
What's his face?
Got him a free agent.
You basically got him to Major League Baseball.
Yeah, that's right. He's welcome.
Single-handedly.
Yeah.
All right. So
Oh, he's asking me, sink, urinal, stall. Where is this? He goes, what's your answer? Sink, urinal. I need like a hint. Is it a restaurant or like a place I frequent? I'm going to go Chick-fil-A. I don't know. Let us know, Steve.
How about this one? Sink, urinal, stall. Sink.
I have an answer to Steve's before we move on, though.
All right.
This feels like a Sheets to me.
Ooh.
Oh,
Sink,
Steve,
urinal,
tiebreakers.
stall.
So it's got to be tiebreakers.
Everybody
sink,
loves burgers.
Sink, urinal.
Yeah.
But I thought there's only one sink there, so I guess it depends which tiebreakers you're at.
I hate that we're out of time because this is good stuff.
Name the bathroom.
All right.
Good bathroom story though, Cliff.
What's that?
Your bathroom story is good with the name and sound.
Name that sound.
So mine was, all right, sink, urinal, stall. That is tiebreakers.
That's what I said.
And I said it earlier. Two people said tiebreakers.
And I'm about to say right now, tiebreakers.
Speaking of tiebreakers, what's in tiebreakers? Break.
Well done, Chandler. We'll take a break.
Went to lunch there today. Saw Holt Nailers.
Carter Spivey going to join us on the other side. We'll have questions for Carter, your Twitter questions as well. That's on the way. The Delcor Players Lounge rolls on a Monday. Back with you after this.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Here with Jeff Stein at Brown & Wood. Jeff, what can you do for people looking for a new vehicle in 2023?
We can show the people the #1 selling car in the region, the Buick Encore, the Encore GX, the Envision, and the Buick Enclave. We've also got Cadillac dominating the market with the XT4, XT5, and XT6, and we continue to get new GMC Sierra trucks in daily. Please come see us at 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
I'm Donald Stocks, owner of Pip Marketing Signs Print. We are your one-stop shop for just about anything printed. If we're not your go-to printer, please give us a call at 355-1636. We have over 80 5-star Google reviews and want you to be our next more than satisfied and well-pleased customer. Check us out at growatpip.com or stop in to see us at 3185 Mosley Drive in Greenville. Pip, where business goes to grow.
When it comes to hauling dirt, asphalt, or stone, you can trust the pros at First and Goal Hauling Incorporated. They have a fleet of dump trucks ready to get the job done. And best of all, it's owned and operated by ECU football alum Dakota Marshall. When you have a big job and you need it done right, count on First and Goal Hauling, where it's a touchdown every time. Keep up with Dakota Marshall and First and Goal Hauling by following them on Facebook today.
While you're sleeping, our whole hogs are slow cooking over wood to create that bite that Eastern North Carolina is known for. I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have been the torchbearers for what whole hog barbecue is supposed to be. At Sam Jones, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors. Everything, and I mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Come on over and see us at Sam Jones Barbecue, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. Sam Jones Barbecue, Fire Tower Road.
Before you hit the road this travel season, be sure to get your tires inspected by the tire guys at Greenville Auto World. The Greenville Auto World service team sells all the top brands and economy tires if you need a new set. Need an oil change, state inspection, or AC repair? Greenville Auto World can work on any type of vehicle, and the monthly oil change special is only $29.99. Make an appointment now by calling 364-8730. For award-winning service, trust Greenville Auto World.
Winslow's is now Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room with a brand new look. Fifth Street Hardware also has a new menu and serving lunch and dinner every Tuesday through Sunday and brunch starting at 10:30 on Sundays. What else is new? Well, they have poker every Tuesday night, Trivia Wednesday with DJ Captain Morgan, and on Friday and Saturday nights they have live music open till 2 a.m. serving light appetizers all night long. New look, new name, same location on Fifth Street. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram for more specials. Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Greenville Utilities Neighbor to Neighbor program provides help for those who need temporary assistance with their utility costs, and you can make a difference. Your tax-deductible donation can be added to your GUC bill each month, or you can make a one-time donation and GUC will match all donations up to $20,000 each year. Consider helping a neighbor with GUC's Neighbor to Neighbor program. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hold on. Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. Talking about football with Carter Spivey. We'll talk some baseball as well. It's the Delcor Players Lounge here on Pirate Radio Live on a Monday. And joining us now, the 2022 AAC Pitcher of the Year, Carter Spivey. Carter, good to have you in. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Coming off AFC, NFC championship games. Was talking off the air with you. Did you watch some football yesterday?
I did. Chiefs-Bengals was a crazy game. Two really good quarterbacks going at it. Personally, had the Chiefs feeling good they won. And I think I'm going to ride with them in the Super Bowl, too.
I hope you're right. As a Washington fan, I do not want to see Philadelphia win. Who's your NFL team?
Growing up, I was a Redskins or Commanders fan, so I'm from that area.
Oh, okay.
I don't really follow the NFL all that closely anymore, unfortunately. I'm more of a baseball guy. I follow baseball pretty religiously.
So when you were, like RG3 2012, were you into them then?
Yeah.
That was a really fun year.
Yeah, it was a good year. That was like their first winning season in like 7 or 8 years.
The problem is they're too far between, but I've stuck with them, I guess. I'm too old to change now.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, me and my dad used to go to games all the time.
Oh, yeah. I hadn't been since that season. The Falcons game, RG3 actually got knocked out. It was Kirk Cousins' debut. That's the last game I went to.
Fair enough. Very cool.
But maybe one day we'll have something to celebrate. All right, let's talk some baseball. I look back at this tweet I had on May 23rd, 2022. It says, in 2019, Carter Spivey made 7 appearances. He had a 19.50 ERA. In 2022, Carter Spivey was named the AAC Pitcher of the Year. And that's awesome for you. I think that's awesome for others struggling early on. It's kind of like this is not the finish line. And I kind of asked you about it on Media Day. You had a great line about you'll never regret working hard. Like, even if you don't really complete that end goal the way you want it, you'll never regret the work you put in. And you had some awesome answers. I kind of just want to rehash that, Carter, kind of what you've been to where you are today.
Sure. So, freshman year obviously didn't go how anyone imagines it, Coming off the freshman fall, I pitched really well. I was really confident and started hearing my name get thrown around like, oh, this guy's going to pitch a lot. And I didn't let it get to my head in the sense that, like, I stopped working hard, but I let it get to my head or I, put a lot of pressure on myself. And I go out there and I struggle. And for, the 2 years after that, it was more of the same. I could never really figure it out. And like I said at media day, a lot of credit to where I'm at now goes to my parents and also Coach G. Coach G let me stay and figuring it out and giving me a second chance. Then also my parents just hammering in that, you got to work hard, and you might not show up right now, but, down the road, you'll be thankful that you worked your butt off. And, that's kind of where I'm at now.
Yeah, and I mean, just an incredible year last year. You started, you had 5 saves, your spotless 8-0 record, which sometimes that winning, losing stat in baseball for a pitcher doesn't tell the whole story, sure. But I think it does when it tells you're 8-0. 2.83 ERA. Like, I mean, you had to be feeling good all last year. What went right for you think, last year?
I think it was a mindset thing. I worked a lot with AK last fall, and I guess it was 2 falls ago now, and the beginning or before last season, and trying to figure out what my identity was on the mound, because I'm a very competitive person, but trying to harness that on the mound in game situations. And we worked a lot. We worked a lot. I mean, it's kind of hard to put that into words, but just kind of figuring out what my identity was. And obviously, once the season came around, I was prepared and just had my mind in the right spot. You know what I mean?
Mentioned it with Garrett. Same with you, right? You've had 3 pitching coaches since you've been here with Roselle, with Dietrich, and now with Austin Knight. So how has that helped? How has it hindered? What's that experience been like for you?
It's actually been, it's pretty cool because it's 3 different coaching styles, 3 different personalities, and all 3 are very knowledgeable in what they do, and just kind of taking bits and pieces of what each one has kind of told me and figuring out what works best for me and, utilizing it. And AK is such a cool guy to work with. He's very smart, loves the game, goes home every night. Like, that's what he does. He just watches pitching videos and stuff, picks up stuff, and we talk about it all the time because we're both baseball nerds. But
I think he even said media day, like in his free time, he listens to pitching podcasts. Like, he's always on it.
Yeah, we just have little, or talking sessions in his office, just talking about different stuff that we saw on social media that day or YouTube or whatever, and just seeing, what can we add to our repertoire to get better. It's pretty cool.
Who are your big league guys that you watch now or watch growing up that you like?
Growing up, I was a Derek Jeter and Mariano Rivera fan, so I'm a Yankees fan for that reason. But right now, I mean, there's so many good guys. DeGrom's probably my favorite pitcher to watch because I feel like we're pretty similar in terms of stature and the pitches we throw. And then also a really big Mike Trout fan who was also supposed to come here. I don't know if you knew that, but
legend has it that Mike Trout was a commit. And
he was, yeah.
Made a terrible decision to go pro and be an MVP.
Hasn't worked out for him at all.
All that stuff. Talking to Carter Spivey inside the Pirate Radio studio. So, Carter, this is like a dangerous question to ask an ECU pitcher because things never go as planned. But what is the plan for you? What is your role on this team heading into this season?
Nothing's set in stone yet. Still have 2 weeks of scrimmages to go, and I tell people this all the time. I'm going to do whatever it takes to win. I don't care what my role is. As long as we're winning games, I'm a happy man.
There you go. How about over the weekend? How did the practices, scrimmages go, getting back out there? What did you guys accomplish this weekend?
It was really cool. Really nice weather, too. We enjoyed that, but they were really competitive. The offense looked really good. A lot of guys squaring up baseballs. Pitchers, really good stuff on the mound. Still got some stuff to clean up and, get better. Obviously, got a couple weeks to go, but all in all, for the first weekend scrimmaging is really, really positive.
Garrett, after his, what was the official number, 39 appearances last year, took the summer off. You had 35 appearances last year, so what did you do over the summer?
Over the summer, me, Saylor, Hoover, a handful of other guys. JC came back after a little bit of summer ball and worked out with the incoming freshmen, kind of get them accustomed to the culture we have here, and just did a little bit of throwing, and then in the fall through till about mid-October, and then AK and I had a conversation, shut down just to give my shoulder a little extra break.
You 100% good to go?
Oh yeah.
Just a few weeks away now, starting to. I don't know. Is it starting to feel real when you have that first practice and everything? Like, are you?
I mean, a little, but at the same time, it's like taking it day by day. Yeah. Like, today we had an off day, but we have a practice that day. That's what we're focused on. Practice, lift, meetings, whatever it is. Like what we're doing that day is what we're focused on. Can't get too far ahead of ourselves.
Carter Spivey joining us. Carter, I mean, we'll get into like the recapping games, previewing games, but while we're still here before the season starts, I want to ask you about last year, but really all the success that the team has had since you've been here. And does it ever get old hosting a regional, hosting a super regional?
Never. I mean, that was the coolest environment I've ever been a part of last year. That super regional was something else. I mean, the game 3, it was like 10 o'clock at night after a rain delay, and we come back out there, and the stands are still packed like it was a noon game. It was crazy. And the regional, too, crazy atmosphere. You had that winning streak and everything. And I remember that UVA game pretty well. It's pretty distinct in my head. I told Troy this at the banquet. That was the only time where like I got goosebumps while I was out there. And it never happened, but I think I struck the guy out, first batter in the 9th, and the crowd went crazy, and I was like, oh, that's crazy. I got goosebumps and everything. It was pretty cool.
Awesome stuff, and hoping to get another one of those here. They are just nothing really compares to it. I mean, we've big time football games, the packed Minji's, all fun, but something about those, and that Saturday night game in the regional is always special, and that's exactly where that Virginia game was this past season. Carter Spivey joining us. We'll get to some of our Twitter questions here. If you have a question, you can chime in on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. And we'll start with, we'll go back to walk-up songs because Brad asking is kind of an inside joke here. Will any of them use Boom, Boom, Boom? Let me hear you say Wayo as the walk-up song. You can hit that if you'd like, Charlie. I remember early on, a younger, brash Carter Spivey had the President Carter. You've gone away from that. What is do you have a walk-up song picked out for this year?
Yep, Simple Man, Leonard Skinner.
There you go. Simple, easy, simple, great tune, great walk-up song. Let's see, what are your game day superstitions?
I have to shower before every game, and I always have to. So we get undressed or whatever, start putting my baseball uniform on. I go feet to head. I don't know if that's superstitious, but I have to do it. So I go left foot sock, right foot sock, compression pants, baseball pants, undershirt, jersey, hat, and it's like a whole thing. I don't know, but I got to do it.
Interesting. Is that only for uniform, or do you do that like day to day as well?
Practice too. Same thing.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Let's see. That was from Charlie. William has a series of questions. Some I won't ask. What are you afraid of? I always like that one.
Ooh. This might be a little weird, a little funny, but something about being on a boat in the middle of the ocean, like. Because I was younger, I watched Titanic, and that movie just gets me every time.
So have you ever been on a cruise before?
Never. Not doing it.
Not
doing it.
All right. Not going to be on a cruise ship. Nope. Who's the hottest celebrity? Who's your celebrity crush?
Got to be Jennifer Aniston, I think.
Second, Jennifer Aniston.
A Sailor said that too?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
Do y'all watch Friends or something?
Yeah, I was a big Friends fan.
All right, that explains it, I guess. Our Chandler, producer here, his parents named him after the character on Friends.
That's awesome.
Fast fact for you. Let's see. Most likely to get arrested. I'm not going to ask you that. I will ask you who the best fighter is on the team.
Ooh.
Who do you think would win a battle royal?
I got to go Jaden Winter. That kid he's crazy.
All right.
He's I don't even know how to describe him, but like his whole personality is very bulldogish.
And there could be like a 6'6" giant dude, but if you got like a 5'11" crazy guy, like I'd almost rather fight the big guy, right? Like crazy is kind of scary.
He's got that crazy, but he's also like 6'4".
So he's got them both.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's a dangerous combo.
That's what I'm saying.
What do you like on your hot dog?
Hot dog, ketchup and mustard. That's it.
All right. Once again, back to the Simple Man.
Simple Man. That's right.
What are your thoughts on no on-field props this season?
I mean, I don't think it's going to distract us from winning baseball games at the end of the day, but I mean, it's the rule we got to follow. It is what it is. But like I said, not going to take away from us winning baseball games.
So I don't mind I'm a Braves fan. I mean, Acuna is very demonstrative with what he does, but even we've had guys pimp it and stuff. And I'm okay with that because I feel like there's a lot of pitchers that strike a guy out and will do some stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
So as a pitcher, how do you feel about a guy pimping one or watching it? Does it how do you feel about it?
I have no problem with it, honestly. But I think there's a time and a place. If you're losing, I don't know, 6-0 and you pimp a home run, come on, figure it out. But if it's a big game and you hit a home run, it's a tie game, you hit a go ahead home run, absolutely show that emotion. That's what makes baseball fun. And I think the more people that kind of understand that, just makes baseball more entertaining as a whole.
It almost seems like fans get more offended by it than the players on the field sometimes, which is, I don't know.
A little bit, but some guys take exception to it. But if I get a big strikeout, I'm going to do it too.
Yeah,
so if they get a big home run, why can't they do it?
And if you're up 8-0 and strike a guy out, you're probably not going to have that juice, maybe.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's a fair answer. Question from the Hoovers: which one out of you, Garrett and Josh, is the better hitter?
See, I think Saylor has 2 career at-bats here, and he's hitting .500 with a swinging bunt down the first base line. So based off of the box score, you would say him, but I think my BP rounds are a little more impressive.
Okay. So you haven't hit in the game here?
I have not. I'm still waiting for my opportunity.
You think you'll get it this year?
I would like at least one, but that's not my decision to make.
Cliff used to put Cooch up there and some other guys, so maybe you'll get your shot this year. All right. When's the last? So you do you actually take BP?
We have a rule. So if we pitch a shutout, the pitchers will get BP the next off day or whatever.
There you go. All right. Here's one Christian just chiming in on YouTube. Who is the next Benny T energy guy on this year's team? Who's the energy guy for you?
I don't know, because that came out of the blue last year. Because in inter squads and everything, he didn't seem like that kind of person. He was very calm and laid back. And then we get, pitches in some big games last year, and all of a sudden it just let loose. But I don't know. I have to wait for a couple games to see.
Because so you say that kind of came out of nowhere. Maybe it'll come out of nowhere again. Maybe,
right, yeah. Just got to get an emotional game, I guess, and somebody will go out there and let it loose.
Josh, how dare you ask a good question while we're asking these dumb ones? This is a good question I wish I'd have thought of. What are your thoughts on the pitch clock? And Cliff Godwin said they were going to maybe try to implement that more this year.
Honestly, it doesn't really affect me too much because every day in practice, AK will kind of harps on it, or bullpens, whatever. Kind of make sure your pace very up tempo, keep the pace, keep it moving. So that way, when you get in the game, it's not you're not caught off guard or surprised or anything like that. So I think it just comes down to the preparation, and our coaches do a really good job of preparing us for that.
All right, I got a question for Jacob Jenkins Coward about a mustache that I'll have to get through to next week. But he's a good looking guy, huh?
Yeah, it's a good looking mustache in there.
No doubt. Let's see. Oh yeah, Phil. If Vince McMahon was recruiting ECU baseball players to WWE, what player on the roster would have the best shot at becoming the next superstar?
Jane Winter.
All right, going back to
answer. Yep.
Did you watch wrestling at all growing up?
I'm not a big wrestling person.
Never got into it?
Mm-mm.
All right. What other sports did you play in high school or growing up?
I played freshman basketball, and I guess it's kind of a funny story, but my high school is nationally ranked every year. We have guys that go to Duke, UNC, Villanova, all these big-time programs. And when I was a freshman in high school, I was 5'7", maybe 5'8", $140. I was a skinny, scrawny little white guy. Just didn't really fit in on the basketball court all that much. But yeah, I played freshman basketball, and after that, I switched to just full-time baseball.
Any names we would know from your basketball school?
Jeremy Roach, he's at Duke right now. Trevor Keels.
Okay.
Brandon Slater at Villanova. Anthony Harris from UNC.
So yeah, you couldn't see the court that much.
Yeah, not even a little bit. Wouldn't sniff it.
There you go. If you weren't playing baseball, what other sport would it be? Basketball?
I think it would be because it's funny. After I stopped playing basketball is when I got good at basketball because I started playing pickup at the gym for just conditioning, cardio, and I actually got pretty good. But I mean, yeah, that's probably the other. I don't think I'd fit in too well with football. I'm not the biggest guy out there,
All right, Carter Spivey joining us. If you got questions, you can chime in with those. We'll have Carter here a few more minutes. So as far as the team goes, Cliff Godwin is a big be where your feet are and one day at a time and stuff. Do you kind of look up and down the schedule? Do you go that far in advance at all?
Not at all.
Yeah.
I'm not even worried about it, to be honest with you. The only thing I'm worried about is this interview, and then we have a little team dinner.
You're like minute by minute.
Pretty much. Yeah. That's another thing I've had to, maturity-wise, as a freshman, I would go up and down the schedule. Oh, my God, this is it doesn't really matter. Each game's important. You need to win every game you can. There's no game that's bigger than the rest.
What's your practice week look like this week? What do you guys got going on?
We have practice, I guess, the next 3 days. It kind of depends on rain, and then scrimmages this weekend.
Awesome. Good stuff. And gearing up for George Washington to open the year this year, and we won't go beyond that. We'll talk about that when it gets here. Carter, thanks for hanging out with us, man.
Absolutely.
Good job. You're a natural.
Thanks. Thank you. You're not too bad yourself.
Thanks, man. I'm super nervous. So thank you for carrying this interview. I appreciate it. All right, we'll get a break in. Josh Grosz coming. How's he at talking? I heard he was pretty good.
He's a talker.
All right, good. Looking forward to talking to Josh coming up later on in our program. When we return, we'll talk to Brian Bailey. He had a dang Cowboys show today on the Brian Bailey Show talking to Robert Jones. We'll talk about the actual teams in the Super Bowl with Bailey and recap yesterday's ECU basketball game as well. That's on the way. Pirate Radio Live here on a Monday. Back with you after this.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medi Spa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
Greenville's first ever Texas Fusion restaurant is now open for lunch. That's right, the Sidebar, located right beside the Dickinson Avenue Public House, now offers lunch Tuesday through Friday from 11:30 to 2:30. Come take a break from work and enjoy the tastiest food items around. Whether it's the honey chipotle chicken sandwich, smoked brisket tacos, chicken tortilla soup, chicken tinga nachos, or keep it simple with chips and salsa. To keep up with our ever-changing menu, food and drink specials, and more, follow the Sidebar on Facebook or on Instagram at sidebar.greenville.
Hello, Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in our community and region. Pitt County Schools is currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. Come work for a diverse, thriving school system and be an important part of ensuring success for the students of Pitt County who are the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Jamie Cuccinella, inviting you and your family to come by Cuccinella's Pizzeria and Italian Ice. Cuccinella's has been serving our special family recipe New York-style pizza since 1932. We think you'll taste the difference in just one bite. When you come in for a pie, don't forget to try our house-made Italian ice or gelato. We make small batches every day from scratch with all fresh ingredients.
Cuccinella's on Old Tar Road in Winterville and a new location coming soon to Uptown Greenville.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Pirate fans, East Carolina basketball returns home this Saturday, February 4th for a 4 p.m. tip-off against SMU. Tickets are $20, youth tickets are just $10, and lower bowl seats are available. It's Pirate Club Day, and new members are always welcome. It's East Carolina and the Mustangs of SMU, the Pirates and the Ponies, Saturday at 4 o'clock at Williams Arena.
You've had your new computer a few years now, but lately it's been running super slow, acting strange, and you're worried about viruses and losing data.
This is driving me mad!
Let the experts at University PC Care in Greenville and New Bern professionally diagnose your Mac or PC to see what's really going on. They'll determine the root cause and not just symptoms, so you don't waste money fixing the wrong issues. Call 252-558-1280 for in-store or remote service, or make an appointment online at universitypccare.com.
This is Coach Donnie Kirkpatrick, Offense Coordinator for ECU Football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you have real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Or are you curious about the current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for rental houses? ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX and SD Harris Properties can help answer every question you have and show you a stress-free real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. If you have real estate questions, Scott has the answers. Call Scott Harris today at 347-1857. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Monday. Awesome having the Delcor Players Lounge back, getting to know some Pirate players, including Garrett Saylor and Carter Spivey. We'll talk to Josh Grosz coming up in about 30 minutes or so. He'll join us here in the Pirate Radio studios. Next week, we'll get to know Elaine Hoover, Josh Moylan, and Jacob Jenkins Cowart. And you can chime in with your questions on YouTube or Facebook Live whenever you would like, and we'll pass those questions along.
Clip. I would like for you to who's coming in next, Josh?
Yes.
Okay. I would like the fourth grader question, please.
Whoa, say that again.
The fourth grader question.
Oh, yeah. How many fourth graders? Remind me if I forget, but that is a that's
and
a
we
good
have Brian Bailey on the line.
Double B, Brian Bailey joining us. Hello, Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah?
You got me?
Yeah.
Oh.
You all right?
I said speaking of fourth graders. And you just,
I missed that part. Yes. There you go. I missed the punchline. Sorry, Bailey.
Yeah, no problem.
Not a problem. Brian, man, I dozed off during the Brian Bailey show when you and Robert Jones talked about the Cowboys for 30 minutes earlier today. But other than that, it was a good show.
It was fascinating conversation. I hope you listen to it again at 6 o'clock tonight.
I am joking. I enjoyed the conversation, and I like how you and Robert go back and forth. You would kind of ask him a question leaning a certain way, and he'd say, well, I'm going to disagree with you, Bailey. I'm going to fight you on that one. And I thought he had some great answers, kind of your look at it as the fan, his look at it from a former player, and led to a good discussion. So I did enjoy that. If you missed it, check it out. Coming up at 6 o'clock, you can hear it, and had some great comments about Zay's awesome year as well. And Robert said it. Those Jaguars are building something down there with their quarterback and with all the weapons they brought in.
And I think so, too. And I think that, when you look at the whole, scope of things when he was trying to go somewhere as a free agent and trying to make that decision, but that has – because you have to go somewhere that if you're a receiver, you got to have somebody that's going to get you the football. And I think that, that's a great spot, young quarterback, up-and-coming quarterback, and they evidently have a really good relationship. So that really looks like it's a bright future.
And a little tidbit, I didn't know that the Chiefs were potentially in the running for landing Zay Jones either until Robert said something about that today.
Yeah, I didn't know that either, but that would have been interesting because you got to wonder with the Chief problems right now at wide receiver, if Powell might get a chance. He's on the practice squad. Maybe he'll get a chance to move up.
That's right, and maybe get him a ring. It will be the Chiefs and Eagles in the Super Bowl. I have a clear rooting interest in that one. Whoever's playing Philly, I will be rooting for. So that'll be my rooting interest for the Super Bowl, Bailey. But sets up as a great matchup. 2 number 1 seeds. Boy, the Eagles, I can't remember a path of slaughter a team has gone on to reach the Super Bowl. They crushed the Giants, and then they faced an undermanned 49ers team, knocking out both quarterbacks. So kind of hard to say, that game could have gone a lot different yesterday, but you got to give the Eagles credit. They haven't even faced a challenge in the last month or so.
No, they haven't. And I know they played some really good football the entire season, and they had just a couple of losses, and just the way they played. And then, as you said, you get into the playoffs, and that's when it counts. And they've, that game on Sunday was disappointing because, the 49ers couldn't keep a quarterback standing up. And, they lose one, lose another one, put the other one back in who can't throw. That was really a bizarre game to watch when you think about it, because when you're that, hamstrung on an offense, that's difficult against a good defense. I mean, it's one thing if you're going up against a bad defense, maybe you could hide some things, but there's no hiding anything against those Eagles, and it was a real struggle for San Francisco.
No doubt. I think it's going to be a fantastic Super Bowl. The line, it started at a pick, Bailey, and has since leaned towards the Eagles a little bit as you're getting some Eagles action coming in. But looking forward to the matchup.
Yeah, I am too. I like watching the Super Bowl. I think all the build-up and everything. And, as a kid, I got to watch my Cowboys play a lot in the Super Bowls, but that doesn't happen anymore. But still is next year. It's always next year. Always.
And I've been told next year's the year for Dallas, Bailey.
I think so.
Yeah.
Glad you said that.
Yeah, could be. All right, Double B, Brian Bailey joining us on the Pirate Radio live line. Speaking of football, Bailey, another All-Star game, another game Holton Ahlers is in, another game he wins MVP in. What a run he has been on. This post-ECU career so far to this point could not have gone any better for Holton Ahlers. He put on another great performance over the weekend.
And, the interesting part about that is when he played in the Hula Bowl, that was right during the football banquet at East Carolina. And I was emceeing that, so I couldn't watch that. And then this week, the baseball banquet, and I was emceeing that, and it was a great banquet. Cliff did a great job with the banquet again. But I was trying to keep up on Twitter to see how he was doing, and I knew he had that touchdown pass early on. And then when we finished up, I thought, well, I'll be darned. He did it again. How about that? How about the odds of that? It's just astronomical that a kid can be his MVP in his bowl game and a bowl win and then go to 2 different All-Star games because, they don't get to play all that much. The quarterbacks, alternate. Looks like everybody else does. Everybody has to – you get a lot of players of those things, and you don't get to play the whole game like you would, in a normal game. And just the way he was able to do it, and it's just hopefully he's opening up some eyes around the NFL, and he'll get a shot.
Well, whatever happens now, if Holton's playing, if he got a Senior Bowl invite or a preseason game or the Grey Cup in Canada, whatever, you have to schedule an event to MC on that day. That's
right.
Yeah,
it's good luck for him, isn't it?
I guess so. It's worked so far, but man, that's awesome for Holton Ahlers, and once again, just. He has done everything he has had to do to this point to keep getting his name out there, keep showcasing his arm and also his personality to these scouts and to these teams. Brian Bailey joining us on the Pirate Radio Live line. Bailey, stinker yesterday in Minges. That was tough, and as I said to you earlier when you were here, I don't know what to be more disappointed in, the lack of scoring for East Carolina or the fact that Wichita State scored on just about every possession in the first half. And a lot of it was layups, and when they weren't getting layups, they were knocking down threes. I got to give them credit, too. They were getting out in transition. Every missed bucket would lead to a 2-on-1 break. Credit to them, and Mike Schwartz kind of scratching his head after that one yesterday.
Yeah, I know he's disappointed because it's one thing when you lose a game and your kids are playing as hard as they can and they're flying around, but it just didn't seem like they had that energy in this game. And they've had games where they were flying around and getting lots of rebounds and hanging tough, but they really didn't hang tough in this one at all. They were down by as many as 27 in the second half, and that late flurry of threes brought them back within 13. But it was really, it's one of those head scratchers, like you said. It's just it's hard to win in the American, and you don't get, some of these teams, like, the upper echelon teams, it's really difficult to play against those teams. But you get these teams that are, have about the same number of wins as yourself. You think you're going to have at least a competitive game with them, and that was the real shocker on Sunday.
Yeah, the real shocker. You didn't even do that on purpose, but you did.
I thought about it as soon as I
Looking at the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by the Buck coming up tonight. The Wahoos of Virginia, 6th in the country, Bailey, in the Dome at Syracuse. What do you think about Jaden and the Wahoos this year? How they doing?
Yeah, I watched them play on Saturday, the Boston College game, and they struggled a little bit early on, but they've got a very talented team. They've got a couple of freshmen that you're going to hear a lot about, coming up. They're really talented. And Jaden's numbers are down this year just because, those guys are getting some minutes. But I don't know what kind of run they'll make as far as the NCAA tournament is concerned. But, last year they didn't make the tournament. So I think this is a year that they certainly will, and they'll be probably they could be as high as a 2. I think right now they're tinkering between 2 and 3 as far as the seeds go. But they've got a lot of talent on that team. Tony Bennett, he does a great job with them. And we'll have to see how it goes, tournament time comes.
Bailey, I can't say he's a new favorite player of mine. I don't like him as a state player, but as a fellow Bubba, I watched DJ Burns from NC State on Saturday put up 31 points.
Oh, doesn't he?
What's that?
He makes us all for
As a Bubba, we got to like this guy. I'm sorry, folks.
Yeah.
31 points for state. That was a big win for Kevin Keats' guys who are looking good as far as the tournament goes right now. Now, we know we can all go south for NC State, but 17-5, 7-4, big win. And, man, Burns was awesome on Saturday.
He causes all kinds of problems down low because he's built like no other basketball player you've ever seen.
Yeah.
And he gets his body in angles that you just can't do anything with it. I mean, you can be 7 foot tall, but the way he maneuvers in there, I mean, he does a good job. And he's getting better and better every time you see him. And with Terquavion and those guys shooting from the outside, Jarkel Joyner and Terquavion Smith, I mean, I'm glad to see Terquavion back and healthy and everything. That was a little scary about a week ago, but everything's fine now.
And right now, looking at the ACC, you've still got North Carolina, NC State receiving votes, Duke as well. So to see those triangle teams not in the top 25, you do have Miami, Clemson. We mentioned Virginia. But it's a weird year overall. You've still got, is Kentucky still out? They're not in the top 25.
Yeah.
Indiana got back in this week. But a lot of blue bloods on the outside looking in right now.
Yeah, it has been kind of an odd year. I think it's been an odd year for Duke, been an odd year for North Carolina. I think North Carolina really thought, after coming so close last year and not losing a whole lot of parts.
Yeah.
They lost one key one, but they with Armando Bacot is just incredible to watch. And I'm not a Carolina Tar Heel fan, but I do like watching Armando Bacot play because he goes out on the court and he's going to have, double-digit rebounds, double-digit scoring. And he does it, with a flair, and he's just really good. I mean, I just think that, I've read some things, though, that they don't project him well in the NBA, but he's had a good collegiate career, that's for sure.
BB, Brian Bailey joining us. Bailey, what else you got covering coming up on WNCT Channel 9 this week?
Well, we got some stuff with Holton for the 5 o'clock coming up at 5:20, so we're about an hour from that, right? Yeah, a little less than an hour from that. So we got that coming up. Keep an eye on the Hurricanes as well. They've won 5 games in a row. Some high school basketball coming up midweek, and Pirate baseball. We're getting closer and closer. I think usually the banquet. It seems to me like the banquet's closer to opening day, like 2 weeks. I think it was earlier this year. I may be mistaken, but it seems like. I'm ready to play baseball now after going to the banquet the other night. So I'm looking forward to Pirate baseball.
And hockey man Brian Bailey was talking a little hockey earlier in the Pirate Radio studios. Canes knocking off the Bruins last night, but second best team in the league basically behind Boston, and they beat them last night. Bailey, you were talking about that thriller they had to come from behind earlier in the week, and just something to kind of keep an eye on. We might have some big time, going to have playoff hockey, but maybe some Stanley Cup hockey once again in North Carolina.
Yeah, that would be something else, because the last time the Canes, when they won the Stanley Cup, we were down to one person in our sports department, so we didn't get a chance to go to Raleigh much that week, and that's something that I wish we'd had a chance to do. So I'm hoping that if they get back, we'll be able to go to some of the games. And the Hurricane folks are really good to us about allowing us to cover some of the playoffs and that kind of thing. So it's a great deal. And I'm telling you, if you've never been to a hockey game, I don't understand it completely. Like when I watch an NFL game, I think I understand most of it, but hockey, I don't understand a whole lot of it. But man, those guys are talented. They're athletic. They can, like linebackers on skates.
All right, before you go, I'm going to ask you a couple of the Twitter questions that people have asked me to ask the baseball players. So your first will be, let's see, if Melissa's not listening, who's the hottest celebrity, Bailey? Who's your celebrity crush right now?
Jennifer Aniston.
Unbelievable. Garrett Saylor, Carter Spivey, and Brian Bailey have all said the same person.
Well, she's closer to my age, and you tell them to leave her alone.
What is going on? Is she popular now? Is everybody just watching Friends again? Is she in something? That's crazy. Wow.
See, I had so many things go through my head right there. I just decided not to say anything. I've always thought she was pretty. I always told Melissa that I thought she kind of resembles her in some ways.
Oh, there you go. That's awesome to say.
I'll weasel my way out of that one.
Finally, Bailey, what are you afraid of?
What am I afraid of?
Your first wife.
Oh, yes, you're daggone right about that, buddy. Whole world's afraid of that one.
The whole world.
Afraid of. It's funny because
any animals, any bugs, any
Scared of snakes? Yeah, I'm not scared of snakes. I'm not scared of bugs. I'm not scared of any of that stuff.
Okay.
Guess I'm scared of. I don't know what I'm scared of.
Dak starting a playoff game.
Well, that might be true. Dak on 2nd and 2 from the 12 and can't figure out a way to. Don't get me started.
Yeah, there you go.
But I've been lucky. Like I know a lot of people are scared of snakes, scared of spiders, scared of this. I'm not scared of any of that stuff. That stuff doesn't. Yeah, the one thing I have been scared of in the past, and I'm overcoming that fear, is guns. And I did that during the pandemic because my dad and my brothers, they all hunt. They all do all this stuff with guns. I think when I was little, I was shooting a gun. It was so loud, it scared me, and I stayed away from them. So I didn't have a gun in the house for years and years. And during the pandemic, I said, you need to be, you might need some protection. So now I have a gun by my bed in a safe, and I keep it right there. So if somebody comes to try to rob me, I'll stumble through, can't get the safe open, and go beg the guy to leave.
Hey, at least you got a plan, Bailey. There you go.
I got a plan. There you go.
BB, great stuff. Awesome edition of the Brian Bailey Show coming up 6 o'clock. Holton Ahlers and Robert Jones. Check it out if you missed it. And Bailey, we'll talk to you again soon, man.
Sounds good. Take care.
All right. What a Hall of Famer, Brian Bailey. All-timer. Always awesome to have him on the show. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll have more for you. Wrap up hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Don't forget, still to come, Josh Grosz. Still getting questions in for Josh that we will pass along. Jansen had a great question for Carter. I missed it earlier, but we'll ask Josh. If you could go back in time and watch any movie for the first time, what would it be?
That is a good question.
It's a good question.
By the way, whenever we do have free time, I know we talked about it last week. We brought it up. The biggest beefs in sports.
Yeah.
There is one today that I would like to mention.
Okay. All right. We'll do that when we return. More to go. Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates. The doors open at noon, 7 days a week. And the Buck has live music every night, along with football. Monday is open mic night, the first Monday of each month. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, it's acoustic night. Thursday, it's the dance party with DJ Kid Scene and live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for information and schedule of events. This season, party like a pirate at the Buck.
With over 30 locations across North Carolina and southeastern Virginia, Quality Equipment is your local John Deere dealer, where you'll find everything you need for your next project. Our complete lineup of John Deere lawn and garden, agricultural, and commercial worksite equipment comes with years of experience, expertise, and dedication. We know what it takes to get it done right. Stop by today or visit us online at qualityequip.com.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best. Everybody loves burgers.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holt Nailers for my friends at ArcPoint Labs. Just as I trust my teammates, you can trust ArcPoint Labs to give you quick and accurate results for your laboratory testing needs. ArcPoint Labs provides insights and solutions to enable individuals, businesses, and communities to make informed decisions on their health, safety, and well-being. Visit any of the 6 Eastern North Carolina ArcPoint Labs locations or go to arcpointlabs.com. Go Pirates!
Great. It's 30 degrees in here. This is going to be a cold night.
No one's coming out this late.
I'm on firewood.
Dad! I'll put hot coals in our socks for bedtime.
Mom!
Hi, I'm from Delcor Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Got an email about your heat being out?
That was me. I sent it from my phone.
I think your socks are on fire.
Ah!
Call Delcor today to get a new system installed for less than $100 a month. Offer expires soon. Go to DelcorInc.com. Monthly fee based on new system financing is 9.9% APR for 120 months. Call Delcor for details.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is where the fiesta never ends. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Wednesday for shrimp tacos for $11.99. Plus Wednesdays means all Mexican imports for just $2.99. Thursdays, enjoy your favorite beef, chicken, or vegetable fajitas for only $11.99. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Happy New Year. This is Talbot Green, and I'm excited to announce our new partnership with Integrity Home Mortgage. Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans, plus construction and lot loans. Our Integrity Home Mortgage team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir offer over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with superior customer service. To get started, call me, Talbot Green, 714-2076.
NMLS 28516, Equal Housing Lender.
Have you experienced increased aches and pains recently? Have you heard of CBD? Hemp Garden is your premier CBD retailer in Eastern North Carolina. Do you find yourself having anxiety or in need of extra sleep support? Hemp Garden has a variety of Delta 8 and hemp-derived Delta 9 products that can assist with those issues. If you're unable to stop by the store, don't worry. Give them a call today at 413-6100 for a consultation, and they'll ship right to your door. Hemp Garden, 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville.
This is Amanda Houston, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Go Pirates!
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. David Price Construction, the proud ECU home services partner. Call them today at 919-291-5532 or visit them online at davidpriceconstruction.com. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Monday. Coming up, Josh Grosz, Pirate pitcher, going to join us at 5 o'clock, and touchdown Tony Collins in hour number 3 as well. Time to get into college basketball mode if you're not already, with no Monday nights for football anymore, just one more football game to go. Or I would love to get into the NBA. The Hornets have killed my love. I would have loved to have been excited that the Hornets beat the Bulls the other night, but it did nothing for me, and that's sad. But you got action going on tonight in college basketball and the NBA, NHL, as well as the All-Star breaks are coming up in those pro leagues. Top 25 tonight in college hoops. Mentioned Virginia at Syracuse, and Baylor will take on Texas tonight on ESPN at 9 o'clock. Iowa State at Texas Tech. Chandler, we're talking about beefs in sports to close out last week, and I guess this is a real beef. It's a pretty hearty beef going on between the Bengals and Chiefs right now, and a lot of it stemmed from the Burrowhead talk, which was not coined by Joe Burrow.
No.
In fact,
Joe Burrow's just sitting over there like calm, cool, collected.
Yeah.
He's got swagger, and his teammates are doing all the talking for him. And I guess a lot of people are talking a lot of junk to Joe Burrow, but I think Mike Hilton that does a lot of the trash talk. He's the one that coined the phrase Burrowhead.
If I'm not mistaken, that's the guy Bryce brings up every week with his buddy.
I'm more than positive it is.
Okay, so tomorrow we have to ask Bryce about all this.
Yeah.
Because Mike Hilton kind of inadvertently started a beef and a firestorm with the Burrowhead talk.
And then Eli Apple just in himself is a target in all of the NFL with all the social media junk talk, trash talking that he does. And then obviously you've seen it. We played one of the audio bites from last night's AFC Championship game. Travis Kelce.
Yeah, hit Kelce again, Shirley.
Here's Kelce right here after the AFC Championship game.
Hey, I got some wise words for that Cincinnati mayor. Know your role and shut your mouth, you jabroni. You gotta fight for your right to party!
I'm going to give Mully a little bit of credit. So I had the Chiefs in the game against Cincinnati. Mully had the Bengals. Mully on Saturday switched his pick because of the mayor of Cincinnati coming out talking about paternity test. Joe Burrow is Patrick Mahomes' daddy and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Burrowhead. He said, don't wake up the bear.
They were already
don't
poking
the bear.
Don't poke the bear.
They were already poking the bear with the Burrowhead talk, and they had been doing it all week long. And then you picked up a stick and you started slapping the bear with it whenever the mayor of Cincinnati is coming out with a video. I mean, I wish I would have switched my pick after that, because then it's like, all right, you really have you've wakened the beast. And so I guess I would count that as beef between two franchises right now.
And boy, it was awesome to be on the right side of a game that is being called in one direction. Usually I feel like I'm on the opposite end of that. Mm-hmm. But having the Chiefs yesterday, I always felt pretty comfortable they were going to win the way those calls were going. So that was a pretty easy feeling, even though it was tied late in that game.
And I was completely opposite yesterday. I felt like I always do with my sports teams, and the refs were against us.
Yeah.
Everybody, the world against us. So.
What's the other beef you were talking
There's
about?
beef and I guess it stemmed from yesterday, and Kayvon Thibodeau, the rookie defensive end from Oregon, who plays for the Giants now.
Yeah.
He said, the way this game looks right now, we might be better than the 49ers.
What a statement. What a moron. The moron of the month.
Moron of the month.
You're not better.
The moron of the month.
Than the 49ers.
So he says that. And then former 49er, and I'll say he's a 49er legend, played all 12, 13 years of his career as a 49er. Former tackle Joe Staley quote tweeted and said, "You're a flash player who gets bodied by average tackles. Don't let the New York media affect you too much." And then Kayvon Thibodeau goes, "Who?" As a lot of people do in response, go, "Who are you, bro?"
Yeah, who are you? That's a good question, but in this case, stupid.
Right. And then I believe he said something to the effect of, famous enough for you to respond back to me. And that's all I've seen on the Twitter feed.
I saw Eric Armstead respond to to Thibodeau and said, "Nah, we saw film on y'all. You're not better than us. We watched a little film on y'all. Yeah. We're good." So Thibodeau, it's gonna be fun rooting against him. I like having these characters And good grief, he changed the Washington game that we watched right here at this table. Actually, what changed it was the phantom holding call, and then the next play, Thibodeau knocked the ball out of Heineke's hands, touchdown Giants, kind of won the game for him there.
And also a part of this beef, Lawrence Tynes, who used to be a kicker for the Giants back in the day, two-time Super Bowl champion. He says, "Hey, Kayvon, ask Joe if you can see his NFC Championship rings. You're a rookie, so maybe you don't know this, but the loser of the Super Bowl gets a ring for winning their conference, and he has 2." And then Joe Staley responded and said, "You're a kicker."
All right, so there is good to see the beef going.
There's beef in sports today. And,
good beef. Good beef. LeBron flopping around like a fish on the court has a beef with the referee.
Did he not act like a fool?
that was incredible.
He acted like, what in the world?
And somebody tweeted out in response that said, and it was an old highlight of Michael Jordan when he was playing for the Wizards arguing with a referee, and the referee said, "I didn't see him touch you."
I didn't see him, Mike. I didn't see him touch you, Mike.
Yeah, and Michael's like, but he touched me. He touched me with both hands. He touched me, but it was very level-headed.
He said, "All right, bye." Said, "I didn't see it, Mike, but I got you. I got you, Mike.
I got you, Mike. I got you, Mike." He's like, "I'm telling you, he touched me with both of his hands."
Well, but Jordan got every call on earth, so.
But that's my point.
Okay.
My point is that he didn't, he argued a call, but he didn't make an absolute fool out of himself. Fast forward to the guy that is constantly being compared to Michael Jordan, and that's LeBron. As I don't think he should, but that's my opinion. But LeBron argues a call, and like you said, he's flopping around like a fish.
Yeah, he looked like the moron of the month.
Moron of the month.
Out there.
The moron of the month.
You are terrible!
Let's take a break. We'll come back. When we return, we'll open up the Players Lounge once again, presented by Delcor. Talk to Pirate pitcher Josh Grosz. We'll get to know him, talk some Pirate baseball. And if you have a question for Josh, you can chime in. We got a ton of great Twitter and YouTube and Facebook questions to get to as well. Hour 3, Pirate Radio Live, coming up after this.
Here with Jeff Stein at Brown & Wood. Jeff, how can you help people with service in 2023?
We continue to offer free pickup and drop-off for the customers, and our customers' time is valuable. So we've added 3 additional Express Lube technicians to reduce wait time. That's our #1 goal for 2023. And please don't forget, we service all makes and models. We're voted #1 in Greenville by the customer. Come see us at 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Flight by Yuengling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling & Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. Here's the moron of the month. I'll tell you who it is next.
Boy, D, he needs to go sit over there in the corner and say a prayer to the good Lord that he's got all y'all working for him, because he's got a good crew there.
It's Pirate Radio Live with Clip Brock.
Clip, he's like the wide world of sports.
Chandler Honeycutt.
Chandler, he's like y'all say, he's the Rain Man of ECU sports trivia.
And Shirley Rhodes.
Shirley, I can tell she's the glue that holds y'all all together.
Pirate Radio Live, weekdays from 3 to 6, right here on Pirate Radio.
The guy's name is Steve Kohler, the head men's basketball coach at Division III Concordia University, Chicago in River Forest, Illinois. He took his team to California. They lost both games, and reportedly some members of the team broke curfew. After a strenuous practice seen as punishment, 5 players on the team were hospitalized after going through circuit training with no breaks.
Players were dehydrated and their muscles were breaking down and getting into their bloodstreams. The school has temporarily suspended the coach. He needs to be fired. There are better ways to discipline your team. One of these young guys could have died. A player did spend a few days in the hospital. How can this kind of stuff still be happening in 2023? It is absolute ignorance. Come on back again next time and we'll visit inside the booth.
Familia on Fire Tower Road in Winterville has a brand new updated menu. Open from 4 to 9 Tuesday through Saturday and 11 to 9 on Sundays. Familia has a variety of pizza combinations and classic Italian dishes that are sure to tackle your taste buds. Enjoy Thirsty Thursdays with $3 drafts with several local brews on tap. And who doesn't love brunch? Familia has Sunday brunch from 11 to 2. Follow Familia on social media for their pizza of the week for just $12. Visit online at familianc.com. Familia, that's Italian for family.
Do you have any real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about this current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for all your rental houses? This is proud ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty and SD Harris Properties, and I would love to help answer every question you have and show you a real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. Every step of the way, I'm here to make your dreams a stress-free reality. Call me today at 347-1857. That's 347-1857. Go Pirates.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Carolina Caliber has the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and is one of the top firearm dealers anywhere. At Carolina Caliber, they have everything you need for hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. They will buy, sell, and trade. Carolina Caliber, locally owned and operated since 1960 on Fire Tower Road in Winterville. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
All righty, back with you. Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live here on this Monday. Still got a giveaway, a booty bag that we will open up and make you a winner coming up on today's show. Also, ECU Hall of Famer Touchdown Tony Collins will join us as Super Bowl 57 is set. It'll be the Chiefs and the Eagles, and joining us in the Pirate Radio studios to talk baseball and answer your random questions, Josh Grosz joining us today. Josh, welcome in. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm doing good. How about you?
Doing great. Did you watch football yesterday?
I did, yeah. We had a scrimmage yesterday, so I caught the back half of the first game, and then last night I watched the other game, but yeah.
Who's your team in the NFL?
You know, I don't really have a team. I used to be a big Redskins fan. I guess I should say Commanders.
Me too. I'm still a fan. I hate to hear you and Carter say you used to be.
Well, I grew up kind of all over the place, but I was in Northern Virginia for a while, and so my grandpa was a big fan, and my dad. So that's who we used to follow, but now it's kind of just want to see a good game.
I hate to. Yeah, I get it. Like, I'm too old to change now. My dad made me a Washington fan. And, like, I'd feel bad if I turned on them, but they're tough to root for. There's just not a lot of success.
No,
A lot of, the franchise is in shambles. But anyway, we don't need to get into that today. All right, Josh, how about as a sports fan, what about baseball, like basketball? Who are your players and teams you grew up rooting for?
Basketball, you know, I'm not a big NBA guy. I did play basketball growing up, but college basketball, kind of same thing with the NFL. Like, I love watching college basketball, so.
You just don't have a team?
No, I mean, I used to be a big South Carolina fan. My dad went there, and so I used to love watching them. But I just like to watch college basketball games. But baseball, big Nationals fan. Just like I said, living up in Nova, and then I used to live in California too. We used to live pretty close to the Angel Stadium, so been a big Angels fan too. But it's pretty tough to root for them as well.
Yeah, they haven't had the most playoff success over the years,
which is a bummer because they got two of the greatest players.
Kind of strange, right?
Probably ever play. Yeah.
They just can't put it all together. All right, Josh. How about, while we're on the topic, how about pitchers you enjoy watching that maybe you try to emulate or you respect in the game?
I love watching Max Scherzer, and that kind of stimulates from when he was a national, and DeGrom is always fun to watch when he's healthy. I like watching Josh Hader. I think he's just got a funky delivery.
Yeah.
And those guys are pretty. Garrett Cole too when he's on, but
Scherzer is, and I say this as a compliment, like a complete psychopath on the mound. Like,
yeah,
he locks in.
Yeah, especially, and if you watch him in the dugout in between innings, I mean, when they were in that World Series run, like he was like foaming at the mouth, just like pacing back and forth in between innings. It was kind of scary, but he's so much fun to watch.
How different is like Josh Grosz hanging out with us today and Josh Grosz when he's on the mound? Like, is there a kind of a switch that flips or anything?
There is a switch that flips. I try to keep it pretty calm, cool, and collective on the mound. I mean, I'm not a fiery guy like Max Scherzer. I'm not grunting when I throw and screaming at the batter. But I like to be composed, but fierce, I guess. So.
Yeah.
Little different than him. I'm a little more relaxed than Max Scherzer.
Here's a compliment for you. Johnny on Facebook says Josh throws the nicest spiral in the bullpen. You got a good football touch?
I do have a good football spiral. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, that's one of our hobbies in the bullpen. That and hacky sack.
So is that a practice regimen or just more for fun?
Which one, the hacky sack?
Well, the hacky sack, I can't see how that would be a practice. Well, I guess
no. There's some serious practice that goes into playing hacky sack. But how about? You mean like for throwing a baseball? Yeah, I mean the football. A lot of people throw footballs before they throw, and I know a lot of guys. I like to throw a football sometimes just before I throw, but it's more just for enjoyment, really.
I didn't know hacky sack was still a thing. That was big, like in the '90s when I was in school.
That we kind of incorporated that last year in the bullpen, and for really like no reason. We were, I had like talked about it a few times, just like whenever St. Mary's came and played us last year. They're obviously a West Coast team, and I'd been like, dude, on the West Coast, like people, I mean, kind of. Same as what you think in your mind, like skater dudes. So people are ripping hacky sack, and so like me and Cooch Manor and Ryder and some of those guys have talked about like, dude, we should get a hacky sack. And finally, when we were in Clearwater, we were in a gift shop and they had like the little $2 hacky sack.
Yeah.
And we probably went through like 4 hacky sacks that weekend because we would bust them open or whatever. And then after the conference tournament, we just kept rolling with it, and that's always it's a fun game.
So if I recall, like even when however you like to break in your glove, I remember playing as a kid where you would do different things. Hacky sack, you take a few beads out to start, right? Do you still do that?
And then that might be like an insider trick. I don't know. We just open it up and start kicking it.
Okay, fair enough. So were you into the surfing and skating in California? Or
I was only there for. I was there in spurts. So the last time I lived there, I was in second and third grade, and they did offer surf lessons like through the school that I went to on the military base, and so I gave it my attempt. I was never really any good, but
gotcha.
But I did have my fair share of skateboards growing up, and whenever we moved back to the East Coast, my brother kept surfing, and it's a lot different. I mean, just. The waves are a little different, but I'm not a big surfer guy now.
Speaking of surfing, this is a sidetrack, but have y'all seen the Netflix documentary about the Hatchet guy?
Mm-mm.
The surfing? Okay, well, never mind. Check it out. It's a wild one. He went viral because he rescued a woman who was being attacked, and then the guy became famous, went on Jimmy Kimmel. And then 4 weeks later, they were looking for him for a murder. It was like an insane story. So check that out. Here's on a bright note. What are you watching on TV?
Man, I'm a big Family Guy, South Park guy. I mean,
all right. You like your comedies?
Those comedies, they never fail. I actually. They came out with The Last of Us. It's like a zombie
I've
TV
watched
show.
the last two last night. I caught up on them.
I'm in the middle of the second one, but growing up, I played video games, and that video game was huge when I was in middle school. But Yellowstone's a good one too. I love Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch season 5. I haven't seen that one yet.
All the classics. I haven't seen the latest season of Yellowstone. I think we're in the same. I never played The Last of Us video games, but anything on HBO, I'll give it a shot, and it's really good. Yeah. I really enjoy it. All right, Josh Grosz, we have some real baseball questions for Josh as well. Bubba says, what were the biggest points of emphasis for you during the summer and fall? So tell us about your off season.
The off season for me was really just about consistency. I think, if you guys follow Pirate baseball last year, the pitching staff as a whole was pretty inconsistent as from a rotation standpoint, which I think was one of our greatest strengths and weaknesses. But so for me, it was just about being consistent, being a guy that can consistently go out on the weekend and perform and not have to play the wild card and play the guessing game with how I'm going to be on a certain outing. So for me, the summer, my game plan was to do the same thing every single day, whether it's, my throwing routine, my pre-throwing, post-throwing, lifting, just keep the same routine, the weekly routine. And, no matter how the result went during the game in the summer or the fall, just continue to do the same thing day in and day out. And if you're consistent in that, then the end goal is you be consistent when you perform. So that was my biggest emphasis, was just making a plan for myself and executing it every single day, not taking any days off.
Steven Igo follows ECU baseball about as much as anybody, and every time we're talking pitchers, and this has been in the past, and he'll probably say the same this year, but we bring up, who has the best stuff, and he always talks about Josh Grosz's stuff. So let's say you're clicking, you're doing exactly what you want to do on the mound. What is that stuff? What are your go-to pitches, and what do you feel confident throwing?
I feel confident throwing any one of my 4 pitches. And if, for those that don't know, fastball, slider, changeup, curveball. Curveball is the new piece we added in this fall, and even a big emphasis for me this summer was the changeup. Summer and fall, and so I guess when my stuff is on, all 4 of those pitches are good and doing what they need to do. So that just goes into the whole consistency thing. Is if you rep those out enough in your catch play, and if you trust in it in the game, then you shouldn't really run into too many problems.
Josh Grosz joining us. You mentioned the kind of inconsistency when it came to rotation. A lot of that was due to injury, setbacks, things like that. So, but going into this year, do you have a defined role as of right now? Do you know what you'll be doing?
As of right now, if we had to play tomorrow, I would say I would fall somewhere in the weekend rotation. We're in a really good spot right now where we're lucky enough to have 6 guys, 5-6 guys that could be thrown in those spots, and we would trust them from a team and a coaching staff to perform. So, this year looks a lot different, I think, as a pitching staff, and it's early on, so you can't really get a good grasp until you start playing other teams. But the whole fall and just this past week of inter-squads, I think we have a lot of guys that are going to have an opportunity to prove themselves in a starting spot.
Josh, who's a young pitcher or two, and then maybe a young hitter or two, the first-year guys that have caught your eye during the offseason and just getting to practice this weekend?
First-year guys, I really like Connor Rasmussen. I think he's a really good shortstop or middle infielder, really. I think he's got a really nice swing. He's got good hands. He shows up every day, and he really you can see that he's excited to be there. And him and Nate Chrisman as well. Nate's a competitor, and those 2 guys for me are really fun to watch. Just take ground balls and BP, and because every play they're trying to they're trying to compete really against each other for that job, and they got a lot of room to grow with who they got in front of them. I mean, Joey Brini and Jacob Starling are very, very talented, and so they're going to have to really fight against those guys because those guys have been looking really solid, and they have their entire career here. From a pitching point of things, there's some freshmen, and then there's some transfers, and so Willie Lumpkin is a transfer from Winthrop. He's looked great. He's a 4th-year guy. I guess he's a COVID junior.
Right.
He's looked great. One of our freshmen, he had surgery, so he's actually just started throwing 2 days ago, maybe his first time throwing since Tommy John. But Zach Root's a freshman that he's looked really good all fall, and Lane Estery's improved tremendously from when he first got on campus. So
A lot of names.
Yeah.
Excited. A lot of returners. Good mix of returners, upperclassmen, and new guys on this roster. Brandon Manning's got a question, former Pirate player. Well, he was on the team. Wouldn't call him a player. Brandon says, any buddies playing in college you want to play against and strike out? It's a good question.
Well, one of my really good buddies, he goes to UVA. He's a sophomore this year. His name's Ethan Anderson. He actually classed up out of high school, so he graduated early, went to UVA last year as a freshman, was in their lineup for the majority of the year. We actually scrimmaged them last fall in his first college at bat. I was pitching against him, and he hit a ball off the scoreboard, so I would love to strike him out, in a game. But I'm not sure.
Did you groove that one to him to make him feel good?
No, I did not. Not at all. It was
not at all.
No. I would never do that to anyone I like.
There you go.
But I don't think we play UVA. So the guys that we play,
hey, maybe we'll get them in a regional.
That'd be great. Yeah, I mean, not really. I don't really have anyone in particular that I would love to strike out that I know.
How about is there a team, like a rival you enjoy, whether it be non-conference, in-conference, that you like competing against and beating?
I love the UNC, NC State. Really, any in-state team I think is very, very fun to play. But
as a guy who's lived all over the country, really, but you've been here a while, you're a Pirate now. You got that blood in you. Like you hate those guys like the fans do. In a healthy way.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I hate them.
Yeah.
I love the atmosphere of our games, which is why I love competing against them. But I mean, no, I wouldn't say that I despise any players or anybody like that.
Sure. Let's get to some other Twitter questions. We had the one from Dan. What do you like on your hot dog?
I'm a ketchup guy. That's pretty much it. Not a mustard guy, not a relish, just a straight up.
Let's talk music. Have you settled on your walk-up song for this year?
I did, yeah. I always find my walk-up like 3 hours before they're due because they're due at midnight, usually on like a Sunday or something. So I went with Frogman by Whiskey Myers this year.
Can't say I'm familiar with that, but look forward to hearing it when you warm up coming up. All right, what is your game day superstition?
I used to eat a snack in the dugout. Like I would just rotate between like 3 snacks in the dugout in between the innings. So if it was like a fruit chew thing or like a beef jerky strip or something like that.
Okay.
But I don't really have. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't call my routines rituals. I would just like to do the same thing from a prep. What would you call it? To be prepared every day, really.
All right, William says, this is unbelievable. We've had the same answer from Garrett Saylor, Carter Spivey, and Brian Bailey, who is, a generation older than you guys. Same answer for this question. Let's see what you give. The hottest celebrity crush. Who do you got?
Hottest celebrity. Who did they say first? Let me see who they said, just so I can pick on them. Who did they say?
They all went Jennifer Aniston.
That was like almost it's like top 2.
What is going on? Do you watch Friends, I guess, like old episodes? Or
yeah, I mean, I think everyone's seen Friends at least once. Right. But Jennifer
what's your
Aniston's
answer?
Good. Margot Robbie's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, who's that one? Who's the one girl from Wonder Woman? I don't know her name.
Let's
Gal
see.
Gadot.
Who?
Is that Gal Gadot? Does that sound right?
She's the actress that played Wonder Woman.
Yeah, she does a good job.
I had to look up my answer because there's a Brie Larson and an Allison Brie, and I always forget which one I like.
Brie Larson?
I'm Allison Brie.
Wait, which,
from Community.
Is she from Lost?
No. Neither one's on Lost. She was on Community. She was on Glow.
Oh, I never watched that show.
Yeah, that's my answer. Chandler, who's your celebrity crush, bud?
Jennifer Aniston. Chandler. That's also a good one, Josh. Margot Robbie.
Yeah. She was the not the Joker, but what character did she play?
Harley Quinn.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street, but
Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn. Yeah,
that's what I was looking for.
Suicide Squad.
All right, let's see. What are your thoughts on no on-field props after dingers this year?
I think it's ridiculous. I mean, I think that is like something that we love to rally around in the dugout, and I think the fans love it. And I mean, you're not bringing a gun on the field. Like there's no harm to anybody by walking out with a traffic cone or something like that. So I think it's kind of a ridiculous joke. I think if baseball is going in this direction of, like we need to make it more exciting and blah, 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 like that's like the perfect thing to do. So I think it's irritating, but I mean, you really can't do anything about it. So
will an added emphasis on a pitch clock affect you at all?
No. I mean, we do a good job in practice of working on that, and everyone's got a stopwatch, and so we have a pretty good idea if you are, as a staff, if you are behind or if you're working a little too quick. But I don't think it'll be too much to worry about. I mean, they've had some type of pitch clock for the last 3 years I've played. So
okay,
yeah.
We'll see if it's enforced more or if it doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
By the way, Stan says Josh Frogman rocks. So he's excited about that.
Good.
There you go. Brandon says there will be home run props in Section 110. So you'll probably see the fans start to celebrate more, maybe.
Yeah, we need that.
That'll be fun. All right, let's see. Now, this is interesting because both of the other guys have answered themselves. I'm interested to hear what you say. This actually is from Julia and Denny Hoover.
Okay.
So the Hoovers want to know, out of you, Garrett, and Carter, who is the best hitter?
Oh, God. Out of me, Garrett, and Carter. Well, we always take pitcher's BP after a shutout.
Yeah.
That's kind of the only time we get to showcase. I'm going to go with me.
There you go.
Say me.
So Garrett says numbers don't lie. He's a 500 hitter at ECU. He's 1 for 2.
All right, okay, he's got a point. I'm a 0.
Carter said
hitter,
he acknowledged that and said his BP is more impressive than Garrett's, and you yourself you got to go with yourself.
Yeah.
Do you miss hitting at all?
I do until I watch an actual baseball game at this level, and I'm like, there's no shot I could do that.
There you go. If ECU alum Vince McMahon was recruiting ECU baseball for the next WWE talent, who would have the best shot of being the superstar?
I mean, if you asked this question last year, we would have like 3 candidates. I'm trying to think of the biggest guy.
Yeah, that's a good point because, like, Agnos could cut promos, but Terwilliger.
Yeah, I was going to say Benny T or Bryson.
Yeah. Bryson has the bod.
Yeah. Probably Justin Wilcoxon.
Okay.
Just based off strength, or I mean, Landon Ginn fits that mold pretty good, I think.
All right. Did you watch wrestling as a kid at all?
No, I didn't.
Never got into it. All right. Some do, some don't. Let's see. Anything else for Josh?
Clip.
Yes.
The fourth graders.
How many fourth graders do you think you could beat up at one time?
Oh.
So, how tall are fourth graders, Shirley?
Well, my godson is almost as tall as me, and I'm 5'8", so he's probably 5'1".
5'1". Is this like after lunch or is this before lunch?
I'm going to say
good question.
Before lunch.
Before lunch? Okay. I think if there was like a swarm of like 15 fourth graders, I'd walk out unscathed.
All right, there you go. At least 15 is the answer. The other classic question we asked last year, would you rather fight 8 chicken-sized gorillas or 1 gorilla-sized chicken?
1 gorilla-sized chicken.
So giant beak, giant.
I'd rather fight just 1 chicken, 1 gorilla-sized chicken.
All right.
I mean, it's probably a lose-lose either way.
Sure.
But, yeah.
Yeah. Those, like, yeah, they're small gorillas, but the strength of those things, we
had a debate the other day. It was who would win in a fight. Would it be a gorilla, like a full-size gorilla, or a grizzly bear?
What'd you come up with?
I think the consensus was a grizzly bear.
Yeah.
But it's kind of on the fence. I don't know.
Those gorillas' strength, and I don't know. I don't want to take on either one. I'm good watching from the sidelines. Let's see. Any other questions I left out? ABs, do you think you'll get any ABs this year?
You know, I actually asked Coach Palumbo that the other day.
Was that a short conversation?
Yeah, that one was like a 5-seconder.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I mean, that'd be really awesome.
Could you lay a bunt down? I mean,
I could put a bunt down.
Yeah.
I don't think Coach Godwin would let me put a bunt down if he was going to put me in the box. But
fair enough.
I think he would just say, well, shoot, if they know I'm hitting, if the pitcher's hitting, they're probably just getting all fastballs anyway. I think he would just say, just swing, go down swinging.
Hack it, hack away.
Yeah.
Josh, good stuff, man. What's your schedule look like? Practice this week? What do you guys have going on?
We'll practice tomorrow. Well, it kind of all depends on weather, but we'll practice tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and then inter-squad Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Awesome. Good stuff. Good to talk with you, man. Looking forward to doing it all season long. We appreciate it.
I'm excited.
All right, Josh Grosz joining us here inside the Pirate Radio studio. Shirley, let's open up the booty bag and give away something here on a Monday.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
You familiar with Bubba Sparks, Josh? That would be a no.
Yeah, no, not really.
No, not really. All right, Shirley, what are we giving away today?
How about a $15 gift card to AJ McMurphy?
All right, AJ's great spot to watch a game, eat some great food, drink some pirate beverages. What caller are we looking for?
11.
All right, caller 11, 317-1250. We'll make you a winner when we return. Touchdown, Tony Collins will join us to talk Chiefs and Eagles. Back with you after this.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank that's in your corner when you need them. This is Chris Richards from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Ashley Capps, Bonner Latham, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business, come and see one of our experienced team members at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Member FDIC.
Do you suffer from chronic aches, pains, or muscle tightness? Hey, I'm Jordan Mikesell with Bodies in Balance in Greenville. With degrees in physical, occupational, and massage therapy and certifications in stretching and flexibility, we know how stretching and massage can bring long-term results so you can live a pain-free and healthy life. Continue enjoying the activities you love by calling or texting 252-916-4530 to schedule your first stretch consultation or massage today. For more info, visit bodiesinbalance.com so you can start living an active life today.
Have you experienced increased aches and pains recently? Have you heard of CBD? Hemp Garden is your premier CBD retailer in Eastern North Carolina. Do you find yourself having anxiety or in need of extra sleep support? Hemp Garden has a variety of Delta 8 and hemp-derived Delta 9 products that can assist with those issues. If you're unable to stop by the store, don't worry. Give them a call today at 413-6100 for a consultation, and they'll ship right to your door. Hemp Garden, 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville.
When it comes to hauling dirt, asphalt, or stone, you can trust the pros at First and Goal Hauling Incorporated. They have a fleet of dump trucks ready to get the job done. And best of all, it's owned and operated by ECU football alum Dakota Marshall. When you have a big job and you need it done right, count on First and Goal Hauling, where it's a touchdown every time. Keep up with Dakota Marshall and First and Goal Hauling by following them on Facebook today.
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Macon State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
My whole business just went up in flames, but my agent was there before the fire was out. We started a plan. I've got 25 employees who could be out of a job if we didn't get this place running again. My independent agent and auto owner's insurance, they made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. That's incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there.
This is Jeff Gibson with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American Airline flights perfect for your next trip. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
This is former ECU football player Bryce Williams, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine has been caring for Pirate Nation and the student athletes at East Carolina University for more than 35 years and are the official team physicians for ECU. Orthopedics East provides a variety of general and specialized operative and non-operative orthopedic services to meet the needs of the patients of Eastern North Carolina. For more information, call 757-2663 or visit orthoeast.com. And congratulations to Daryl Lambert of Greenville. Picked up a $15 gift card to AJ McMurphy's. The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ's. They have daily food and drink specials and an awesome patio. And there's something for everyone every weeknight, including sports trivia on Wednesday nights with our very own Clip Brock. AJ's has live music every Friday and Saturday with no cover, and brunch every Sunday. Make today an AJ's Day. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Alrighty, back with you here inside the Pirate Radio studios on a Monday. Been awesome. Opening up the Delcor Players Lounge and talking to Garrett Saylor, Carter Spivey, and Josh Grosz. Coming up next Monday, we will talk to Lane Hoover, Josh Moylan, and Jacob Jenkins Coward. So we'll have the guys on all season long right here on Pirate Radio, win or lose. And we've gone through both of those things. Last year, Bryant comes out and sweeps East Carolina, and we got to talk to these guys the next day, and they still have a positive mindset, and it showed throughout the season as they were able to host a super regional in Clark LeClaire Stadium for the first time ever. So looking forward to another fun year of baseball and talking to the guys about it inside the Delcor Players Lounge. We'll welcome in another player, a great, in fact, an ECU Hall of Famer, Super Bowler, touchdown, Tony Collins, joining us on the Pirate Radio Live line. Tony, how you doing, man?
Doing fantastic. How you doing, Cliff?
Good. We got one good game yesterday, Tony. The other one, not so much. How about you see a team that loses their starting quarterback, their backup quarterback. They got to hand the ball off. We were kind of missed out on a good game yesterday due to really Philadelphia's dominance and some injuries, but you still got to give the Eagles credit, I guess, for what they were able to do yesterday.
Yeah, you got to give the Eagles a lot of credit, man. They looked unstoppable yesterday. Unfortunately for the 49ers, losing Purdy early hurt them real bad. And then when Johnson went down, it's just a nightmare for them. They couldn't even throw the ball. They're running tweets on 3rd and 14. It was bad.
Yeah, I remember as a kid, they called it, I want to say it might have been the body bag game or whatever. It was a Monday night. It was Washington and Buddy Ryan's Eagles, and all our players got knocked out, and Brian Mitchell, great return man, running back, had to play quarterback for Washington. So, Tony, were you ever an emergency quarterback? Because teams only have two, sometimes three. Were you ever in a game, or are you yourself an emergency quarterback?
Never an emergency quarterback. That wasn't going to happen. I think McCaffrey was the emergency quarterback for the 49ers.
Yeah.
They probably should have put him in there, man. What they had to lose. It was just a nightmare for the 49ers. I really would have liked to seen how the game would have went, and Purdy would have been able to stay in the game. I thought it would have been a real good game, but without that, Eagles just dominated. Their defense, I tell you this, their offensive line controlled the line of scrimmage too. and that was a big plus for the Eagles.
Tony, where do we start on Game 2? You want to start with the Chiefs finally beating Burrow, with Mahomes being a hero through injury, or talk about the refs? What's the first thing we should talk about with that one?
I mean, it was a great game to watch, man. I was thinking it was going to go into overtime, and it probably would have went into overtime if it didn't have that last play with the defensive end, knocking hitting Mahomes out of bounds. I just thought it was a great game to watch. Two great teams going at it, but you gotta tip your hat to Mahomes, man. Playing, you talk about a high ankle sprain. I had one of those before, and it's not an injury that you can just get through it in 1 week. It's a 3 to 4 week injury. But he came out, he played his heart out. And he did what he had to do to win the game for Kansas City. But I feel bad for the defensive end. I forget what his name is, but it was a bonehead mistake.
Yeah.
When you're drilling and it's going like that and trying to get that guy out of bounds, sometimes you just messed up, man. And he messed up real bad for his team. But again, you can't blame it on that particular play. They had opportunities to do things, but Kansas City was the better team yesterday.
We definitely saw some limping in the second half from Mahomes, Tony. Now, you do have that week off between yesterday's game and the Super Bowl, so he'll get a couple of weeks to rest on it. But, how big of a help is that, and how much will he still be feeling that injury, in your opinion, as someone who's had this injury? How will it affect him in the Super Bowl, you think?
Well, the 2 weeks off is going to definitely help him a lot, man. That's going to be the key to him playing well. Again, it's one of the biggest games of your life, so I'm pretty sure he's going to do all the rehab that he needs, everything that he needs to get the job done. I'm looking for a great game. I think it'll be a fantastic game to watch. But right now, I don't know who's gonna win this game. In the Super Bowl, it's a tough game to call right now, but I got to tip my hat to the Eagles right now as far as what they can do and what they have done. I just can't see Kansas City dominating the game at all. I gotta think that the Eagles, with their offensive line and their defense that they have, they're going to be hard to beat. But it's going to be pretty cool to see the Kelsey brothers going at it.
Yeah.
In the Super Bowl.
A lot of storylines. You got the Kelsey brothers. I didn't even mention the obvious one with Andy Reid. And Andy Reid did everything with the Eagles except win the Super Bowl. And we were talking to Jeff Nadeau, Eagles fan, last week, who said we kind of underrate what Reid and the Eagles did throughout the 2000s. They really dominated when Donovan McNabb was there, Tony, and got them to the Super Bowl, just couldn't win it. Well, then you had Doug Peterson win a Super Bowl. Now Nick Sirianni gets them to the Super Bowl. So the Andy Reid versus Philadelphia matchup, that storyline, that's going to be a fun one to follow over the next couple weeks too.
Yeah, you got a lot of storylines in this big game in a couple of weeks. I really want to see. And again, in a game like this, it's going to be, again, who can dominate on the offensive line or the defensive line. Who's going to be able to run the ball? I watched the game yesterday with the Eagles, and they just not really did what they wanted to against the 49ers, because the 49ers got a great defense as well. But I'm looking at some plays, man. They're pushing the 49ers defensive line almost 5 yards off the ball, and so that's going to be the key to the game on next Sunday, or whatever that game is, Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
Who dominates the offensive and defensive line, and I think that's going to be the key, because one of the things that the Eagles do really well is they get to the quarterback. You've seen how they get to Purdy and Johnson. And they're going to put a lot of pressure on Mahomes. And if they're not able to protect Mahomes, it's going to be a lot of trouble for Kansas City.
No, that's a great point, Tony. And can the Chiefs win against the Eagles, the way they won yesterday and the way they win a lot of games. Pacheco, the rookie, was their leading rusher yesterday with 26 yards. As a team, 20 carries for 42 yards. Mahomes throws it 43 times. Like, is that recipe? That seems like a recipe for failure against the Eagles.
Against the Eagles, it is. You have to control the line of scrimmage against the Eagles, and that's the thing. They're gonna if they're gonna win the game, Kansas City, they're gonna have to be able to run the ball better than they ran it yesterday. So, like I say, in a game like this, man, it's gonna come down to the offensive line, defensive line, and who can make the big plays on defense. There was a lot of big catches yesterday, but the big plays are going to be very important, and hopefully the refs won't play a big part in the game on Super Bowl Sunday.
Touchdown, Tony Collins joining us. Tony, it seems like we talk about this every week. Holton Ahlers is in an All-Star game, and Holton Ahlers wins the MVP of that All-Star game. It happened again on Saturday, and he's done everything he's had to do since his final game at ECU. Won the Hula Bowl MVP, NFLPA Bowl MVP. So whatever he has been in front of him, he has accomplished it and done it with flying colors. So that's great for him, man, to keep getting these eyeballs on him right now and this recognition.
I tell you, man, his resume is looking really good right now. He's definitely opening up some eyes. I mean, he's a big kid. He has all the tools of being a great quarterback. And like I always say, man, it's just about getting that opportunity. I'm not saying he's going to be a first round or a second round pick, but I think from the way he performed on these last couple of games that he played, and even in the bowl game that he played in, I mean, he's just been outstanding the last 3 games that he's played. And like I'm saying, his resume is looking really good right now.
Tony Collins joining us. Tony, we'll get you on next week. Maybe do some Super Bowl prop bets, things like that, and preview the game and get your official prediction. Sounds like you're leaning Eagles right now, but we'll ask you again next week when we talk to you.
Eagles right now, it could change. And again, Mahomes, he's going to have 2 weeks to get that ankle.
Yeah.
It probably won't be 100%, but it'll be a lot stronger and a lot better than it was yesterday. So you're going to see a Mahomes that's going to have a little bit more mobility than we seen yesterday.
Tony, thanks for joining us, man. Have a good week. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, Cliff. Have a good one.
See you, bud. There's touchdown. Tony Collins joining us, leaning Eagles. And how could you not right now, the way they have played in the playoffs, just steamrolling the Giants and the Niners on their way to Super Bowl 57. Let's take a break. We'll come back. More to go. Pirate Radio Live here in hour number 3. We're back with you after this.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Hey, Troy D here with my good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest-free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service.
Happy New Year. This is Talbot Green, and I'm excited to announce our new partnership with Integrity Home Mortgage. Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans, plus construction and lot loans. Our Integrity Home Mortgage team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir offer over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with superior customer service.
To get started, call me, Braxton Green, at 526-8260.
NMLS 28516, Equal Housing Lender.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar MediSpa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com. Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business today, come and see someone on our team at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard here in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Before you hit the road this travel season, be sure to get your tires inspected by the tire guys at Greenville Auto World. The Greenville Auto World service team sells all the top brands and economy tires if you need a new set. Need an oil change, state inspection, or AC repair? Greenville Auto World can work on any type of vehicle, and the monthly oil change special is only $29.99. Make an appointment now by calling 364-8730. For award-winning service, trust Greenville Auto World.
Hey Pirate fans, did you know there are thousands of special needs children and adults right here in our community that loves ECU athletics as much as you do? Robbie's Clubhouse is a local nonprofit organization that can turn your unused ECU tickets into a fun day for a family with special needs. If you can't make it to the next Pirate game, simply call 1-800-DIAL-ECU and donate and designate your tickets for Robbie's Clubhouse. Go Pirates!
Greenville's first ever Texas Fusion restaurant is now open for lunch. That's right, the Sidebar, located right beside the Dickinson Avenue Public House, now offers lunch Tuesday through Friday from 11:30 to 2:30. Come take a break from work and enjoy the tastiest food items around. Whether it's the honey chipotle chicken sandwich, smoked brisket tacos, chicken tortilla soup, chicken tinga nachos, or keep it simple with chips and salsa. To keep up with our ever-changing menu, food and drink specials, and more, follow the Sidebar on Facebook or on Instagram at sidebar.greenville.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Apparently, my headphones don't want to sit on my head properly. Okay, to get the business services that are right for your business today, contact the team of experienced local bankers at First Bank. The team includes bankers you can trust like Ashley Capps, Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nesbitt. First Bank, together with their customers, they're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. Now let's head back into the show. Here's Clip.
The more I see the LeBron thing, the funnier it gets.
Oh, are they showing it again?
Just.
And as you know, the internet never loses. They have already come out with several memes with this. But
now the referees did admit that they missed a call.
Yeah,
they did.
Was
and
that
they
the
did.
one where they said they can't sleep at night or whatever? Let me find it.
Yes,
I don't know,
I believe
but
so. It was at least an article. I thought I saw that.
He did get fouled, but that is nothing new with LeBron James. Like, he's always arguing a call, whether it's a call or a no call.
Well, he was right to argue it if he got fouled.
He was right to argue, but
yeah,
can we agree that he went over the top?
The overacting.
Yes.
That went on.
So, I don't know. And then you got Patrick Beverly.
So Washington Post. Official NBA refs. Let me make sure this is right before I read it. I don't want to get duped on anything.
Well, Pro Football Talk, speaking of refs, ProFootballTalk.com released an article probably about an hour ago, and they were talking about the head referee, and his name is escaping me right now, from last night's Chiefs-Bengals game, and said it was the do-over was actually the referee's fault. And I went into, because the way it was explained on television and the way I was looking at it, the play clock did not start, but the game clock started, and the referee from the opposite end of the field started trying to blow it dead. And of course, Arrowhead is extremely loud, so nobody heard the whistles and the arm flailing to try to stop the play.
Yeah, I mean, it was a Max Stokes situation.
Right, but here's what happened. In the play before, remember, there was a delay in the play prior to that one because they had placed the ball in the wrong spot. So they had to figure out where the ball was. They put the ball where it was supposed to be. The referee says, start the game clock on my signal, which he wasn't supposed to do. It was supposed to be on the snap, not on his signal. So what ended up happening is they had to do a do-over because the referee used the incorrect language to let the clock person know that the game clock was not supposed to start. It was supposed to be the play clock. So another mistake by a referee.
So this is official NBA refs. So it is an official account.
Okay. So the NBA refs have their own account, I'm guessing?
Yeah, but like who's running it, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
But,
fair.
But anyway, it says, like everyone else, referees make mistakes. We made one at the end of last night's game, and that is gut-wrenching for us. This play will weigh heavily and cause sleepless nights as we strive to be the best referees we can be. Please. Now, that's a hilarious statement.
That is ridiculous.
You've got referees that aren't sleeping right now. How are they going to be reffing their games when they haven't slept the night before?
They're probably sleeping, thinking about the visual of LeBron James going crazy. That's probably what's not making them sleep.
Oh man, LeBron with the overacting.
Oh my God!
The year award.
Got on his knees,
yeah.
What are we doing?
Why?
Jeez,
hilarious. LeBron, who is like 100 and some points away from passing Kareem as the all-time NBA leading scorer.
I thought you were going to say 100 and some years old in basketball years.
First?
I thought that was Wilt Chamberlain.
No, Kareem.
Oh.
That LeBron's knocking at the door of all-time greatness.
Huh.
Kareem, 38,387. Most points.
Oh, for some reason I had it in my head that Wilt Chamberlain was number one.
He is 7th.
Wow.
He is, all right, what players are ahead of Wilt Chamberlain? Let's play a little sports trivia here.
Oh, God, I hate this.
All these players have played in our lifetime and have played since the 90s. Let's name those players.
Michael Jordan.
Correct.
Malone.
Correct.
Magic.
No. Scoring. Come on, Chandler. We said LeBron, so there's 2 more. It's not a 2 more.
I doubt he's on the list, but it's just the name that keeps, because I'm thinking of people that score. Reggie Miller.
No.
Would Stephen Curry be on that list?
No.
Okay. He hasn't played long enough.
No.
Dr. J.
No.
Larry Bird.
No.
Wow.
Dang. I am racking my brain right now.
You guys need to think, you're thinking too far back.
Oh, so...
No. Where's Timmy?
Ginobili?
No. Ginobili.
Ginobili.
Oh,
that's a hell of a guess.
Tony Parker?
No. All right. We're getting further away.
Look, let me tell you something.
All right, we're in the right era, but let's talk about...
Kevin Durant.
No.
I told you, the NBA,
I agree, but I feel like y'all should get at least one of these.
All right, hold on just
I did get one, Michael Jordan.
I mean, if one of these guys left.
Oh. We're probably going to be kicking ourselves.
Well,
Kobe.
Yes! Yes.
Kobe Bryant.
He's fourth
Kobe.
all time.
God rest
Oh
his
my
soul.
gosh.
Who is sixth? Who passed Wilt Chamberlain in his final season?
Recently?
Yes, somewhat. Yeah, recently, but he's retired.
Vince Carter.
Nah, he's on the list, but no.
That just recently retired.
Tim A is 16.
I don't know.
He won one.
Oh, Dirk.
Dirk.
Dirk. It's Dirk.
Dirk.
It's Dirk.
There's your top 7, folks. Rounding out the top 10, Shaquille O'Neal, Carmelo Anthony, and a guy that has the same last name as one of the guys in the top 3. He's not Karl Malone. He is
Moses
Malone.
Moses Malone.
All right, we got to take a break.
Taking our final break, we'll
Take a
come
break.
back
Write it
and
down.
get ready to wrap up. Boy, awesome break management today.
Take a break. Write it.
Let the suits know.
When you work at Pirate Radio, you take a break, and you'll take a break. Write it.
Let the suits know in corporate that we have crushed break management today on a Monday. Well done. We'll take our final one, come back, wrap it up after this.
Jeff Stein, our special guest from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, electric cars are coming. What's that mean for Brown & Wood customers?
For the customers, like it or not, EV is coming. We've installed 5 electric vehicle chargers here at the dealership. We have the all-new Cadillac Lyriq coming at 1st of 2024, and we've just seen the first reservation for the new Sierra EV.
People are interested in electric vehicles. How can they get up with you?
They can visit us at brownandwood.net or 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
America's favorite light beer, Bud Light, is also the official beer of the ECU Pirates. When planning your fun times with family and friends, be sure to pick up some Bud Light at your favorite retailer. Bud Light carefully brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there's fun. Because when there's fun, Bud Light is there. Always have fun, Pirate Nation, and always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Go Pirates!
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
University PC Care in Greenville and New Bern has been serving the tech repair needs of Eastern North Carolina since 2006. And as one of the only Apple-authorized service providers east of Raleigh, all our technicians are Apple certified, and we only use genuine Apple parts. Your iPhone and Mac warranties are safe with us. Have questions or need service? Call 252-558-1280 or visit us online at universitypccare.com. University PC Care, your one-stop shop for service on everything Apple.
Pirate fans, East Carolina basketball returns home this Saturday, February 4th for a 4 p.m. tip-off against SMU. Tickets are $20, youth tickets are just $10, and lower bowl seats are available. It's Pirate Club Day, and new members are always welcome. It's East Carolina and the Mustangs of SMU, the Pirates and the Ponies, Saturday at 4 o'clock at Williams Arena.
your comfort to unprecedented levels during Bostic Sugg Furniture's President's Day Motion event. Need to relax, recline, and unwind? Now at Bostic Sugg, enjoy savings on all our top furniture brands. Plus, for a limited time, when you buy any Motion furniture item, you'll get a second Motion furniture item at 40% off. Rest and relaxation has never been easier. Find yours for less during the President's Day Motion event on now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
This is Holt Nailers, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. It was not a banner day for the stock market today. The Dow slipped 260 points and closed at 33,717. NASDAQ was down 227 points at 11,393, and the S&P is down 52 at 4,017. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors stock market report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now back to the show. Here's Clip.
Wrapping up a Monday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Hope you enjoyed the Players Lounge presented by Delcor. We'll be talking to the ECU baseball players every Monday here on the show, and we'll be back with you Tuesday, 3 o'clock for an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. For Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt, I am Clip Brock. We'll talk to you then. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive